Banter.
Oh, I get it.
Hardly knew her.
Nope. You didn't. You didn't know her at all.
I didn't know her. I just banter.
Hey, put BJ.
Well,
Hey, yeah, what the shit?
Yeah,
Is that on purpose?
probably.
what?
Put that dead guy's
Yeah.
mic down.
Yeah.
We fired that guy. Why would he leave his
Instead,
mic
we
on?
fired him and then he died.
Man.
Couldn't take it.
That was a
Season
rough,
2.
rough week for BJ.
Sorry.
Usually we wait for like sweeps weeks, but nah.
Nah.
Episode 1 of the
Nah,
new
he
season.
died off season. Contract
Yeah.
dispute. It's terrible. Oh well. Are we online?
Yes, we are.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna tweet.
Cool. You do that.
Boom. Tweeted.
I'll tweet. Goddamn. Gotta talk about how Yannick's are.
He died off.
Oop.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
thought you said you tweeted.
I did.
Where's the tweet?
On the Twitter?
It's not. There it is.
There it is.
There we go. Retweet to followers is a thing I just did.
Nah.
Nah.
I think I just started a Kanye song.
You can't rip off a Master P song and then call it a Kanye song. Come on now.
Oh.
Ian's here.
Hello.
Ian hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah.
He's here for the season 2 reboot.
I go.
Yeah, the grimy version of the BMFcast.
grimy.
Grimier.
We're grimy.
Yeah.
Grimier.
Oh yeah, we're filthy. We're all dirty.
Grindhouseier.
We've been losing the war.
Yeah, grimy.
War's going badly.
I had ice like 2 minutes ago.
Limey. That's grimy.
Our hot jokes melted
Ah,
yo ice.
Our hot takes melted all your ice.
Can't melt ice.
Steel
It was
ice
all that
beams.
thermal paste. All that thermal paste.
Yeah.
Check out your... Chuck gets that joke.
I did. I got it.
Thermal paste.
Who would confuse the two?
I have to use that tomorrow to put that new gigantic heatsink
You
onto
really
my motherboard.
need to not say that publicly.
What?
Stop talking about thermal paste.
What? I'm replacing the fan on my processor chip. But I have to take the motherboard all the way out because the bracket goes in the back like a fuckwad.
Yeah, just like a fuckwad.
Yeah.
It's just a 100%
Well, we were like,
fuckwattery.
man, this is going to be a quick fix. And it's like, all right, attach this to the back of the motherboard. And I was like, that's not a good,
Nah.
easy thing to do.
Pause this live stream. Why am I watching it? So, what's going on? How was your weekend?
What? My weekend was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
What the hell did I retweet?
I saw.
What?
I saw it retweet.
Did you retweet something else?
Oh, no, I just...
Did you retweet a hot take?
Green Cap's response.
What did he say?
He just said topical.
Oh well, look.
If we
There's
stopped
nothing- yeah.
doing it, if every time somebody got shot in a mass shooting in the United States,
America.
yeah, we would basically not be able to do action movies anymore.
Nope.
That's what it's come to.
Yep.
In our lifetime, all of us will know somebody who dies in gun violence at this point.
And I
That's
will-
where it's headed.
and-
In our life, by the end of my life, I will know somebody directly injured or killed with that. That's just where it's leading. So,
And I will say, there's probably been 3 times this year that we changed the movie
yep,
because of a public
Yep.
event.
yep.
Just can't do it.
So, fuck it. We're gonna do a goofy movie.
Stay the course. I mean, if no one's interested in getting rid of the real fucking guns, then I guess we can watch a 25-year-old movie that has some guns in it.
Yep.
Oh well. By the way, get rid of the fucking guns. There's my hot
Yep.
take. Melt in your drink, son.
Yep.
Hot take all over your face.
Uh-huh.
Face.
Totally the issue.
So, who's in the chat?
Ian.
Anyone else?
No.
Ian. Call your friends, Ian.
Yeah.
Tell
We're glad
them
you're here, Ian.
to join the chat.
I haven't seen you here in a while.
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
Yeah. Ian.
Hey,
Hey.
you up? There's some people here. They're just being quiet.
I'm sure.
He's probably just here for BJ.
Yeah, they probably everyone probably joined, saw BJ,
yeah.
saw that we fired BJ, and I'm
Right.
like, oh fuck.
Yeah, sorry.
Now what? Now what?
Into the sun.
Yep.
He was fired. He was clutching his 360. We were like, dude, it's either you or the 360. Dude. Like, I'll go.
What's the thing here? We got a thing, maybe? Oh, fuck all that shit.
What? What's going on?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay.
I have too many things that tell me I have voicemails, and
Oh,
Oh, you have voicemails?
I thought it might be a relevant one, but it's not.
Oh,
you should play some voicemails.
they're not relevant.
No,
from a relevant
I don't think
mobile
anyone wants a
device?
voicemail from my office.
I
It comes
do.
to my phone. I
Oh.
don't think they do. What's a computer? That's probably what it says. 5 minutes worth of it.
So you see them notes?
I see. I'm looking at the notes.
Yeah, look at that.
Look, you can see where I'm clicking.
Oh, look at that! Look at your
I
little
know.
flag.
See where I'm clicking.
Let your click flag fly.
Me click.
Ew, Chuck.
What?
You made it gross.
Yeah.
No, I
Seriously.
didn't.
Chuck.
I'm guessing by the snowflakes and shit on here that like this is a seasonal beverage.
You're a seasonal person.
Bam!
Yeah. Boom! You got me.
He just dropped the hammer on you.
Season
is
2 jokes.
What is that?
It's a real sugar cherry vanilla Pepsi,
Ah,
but it's got snowflakes and shit on it.
that is,
I don't know. It's got Yodas and shit on it.
that is a very festive can. Does it say Merry Christmas on it?
It does not.
well, fuck that can.
They took the cola out of Pepsi.
What? You can't take the cola out of Pepsi. You can take the
You got,
Pepsi
you
out
gotta
of the cola, but
you got to put Pep back in Pepsi. That's
Pep.
yeah.
Straight
Oh
back.
well, hell, Pep makes me want to shoot.
All right, I got notes and I got chat. I am good to go for a podcast. What did we watch? Real Bullets.
Yep.
Real.
Street interviews. Take one.
Real boulets.
Yeah, all the boulets.
Scooby-Doo-Bop-Bop-Bop.
Spandau Boulet.
Oh, I get it.
Mm.
Because Martin Landau was in this movie.
Right.
So you said Spandau. It kind of sounds like it.
Hey, I just got a 970 as well. That's what I'm rocking.
Hey,
Hey,
It's talking,
You guys are fucking nerds.
Talking
Real
fucking
PC talk.
Talking
Oh.
real PC talk.
have
Yeah.
your PC talk over there.
yeah. No, you told me I couldn't talk about thermal paste anymore. So
But just don't talk about thermal paste.
Why not? It's
Talk about it.
silver.
then what is there to talk about?
I don't know.
We could. What's the thing we do? Make a podcast.
Okay. Are you recording?
Why? Yes, we are.
Oh, good.
Outstanding.
I mean, not just on YouTube. I'm talking about like
Oh no, the real
committing
things.
it to tape.
An actual taped
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
The tape, the cassette tape is spooling as we speak.
Did you cover the tab?
I almost would want to make a recording one week just with like a tape recorder.
Sure.
Just to see how it sounds when we finally put it through and output it.
Yeah.
Of course, we.
I don't know how
and
we
you'd
would
have
get
to
it
edit.
back
No, you'd
into
have
the
to edit. You'd have to edit onto another tape.
Yeah, I would have to
and
actually
just,
just
like,
get a side by side. Yeah, that would be fucking terrible.
That would be amazing.
The funny thing is, like 20 years ago, I could have done that like in record time.
Wait, why would you do it on a record? We're asking you to do it on a tape.
Chuck looks so pissed right there. I don't think I've ever seen Chuck look that pissed.
acting.
He was like, "You son of a bitch! You son
Can
of a
you
bitch!"
maybe edit it down to Edison wax cylinder? Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I love
Sony
how,
mini
like,
disc.
Isn't that sad though? I mean, I think about some of the stuff that I used to be able to do like in obsolete formats.
Yep.
That it's like, man, I was a fucking master, and now like, no, you can just do that in like 2 seconds with a button press.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that
you
specific thing just the other day.
You
Yeah.
completely eliminated that skill that took me
Yeah.
months to learn.
Like optimizing your, high-mem.sys and your auto
oh
set
god, yes. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, getting all your IRQs right, all
Dude,
that.
fuck yeah. Never cross IRQs. And then we're just like, I don't know, fucking cross them all day. It wouldn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
For shit.
Yep. I remember figuring out the timing of the pre-roll on every VCR that I had so that when I was going deck to deck, I could...
Oh, dude, you never go deck to deck.
You do sometimes. I knew exactly when to unpause so that it wouldn't clip the beginning of what I was recording. That's a skill.
It is. And now it's useless.
It's totally useless.
It's completely useless.
Yeah, it's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of useless, how about we make a show?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2. Let's do this.
Oh, God. Another 300 episode season.
We're submitting this to
Not-
Apple.
Yeah, let's not do a...
Apple is
this
listening
season-
to this.
All right. This season, we're not doing a theme year, right? We'll wrap up this theme
We're doing
year.
a theme month to start.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
December is a 1990 theme month.
We're celebrating 1990 for
Exactly.
December.
But no more theme years
No,
Right.
never again.
No.
Zero chance of that ever happening.
until next year.
No theme year next year.
No, we're doing 1991.
Yeah,
next year.
1991.
Well, that.
Yeah, but then
I
after
didn't want to
that,
reveal our plans
Okay,
so
but
early.
so
but after that, no more
Right,
theme
in
years.
2017, no.
No.
We're not doing 1992.
No way. That's just ludicrous.
That's insane.
I mean, it might happen, but
Probably is going to happen.
it's probably yeah.
Strap in.
we've committed to this, haven't we? Son of a bitch.
This is our new thing now.
Just 25 years behind.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, 25 years back.
Living in the past.
Man, just
We're
imagine
in.
we'd done that in 1990.
Whoa. Would we be now? How does time travel work?
I,
But it would be now.
Yeah.
Could we be watching like Age of Ultron in 1990?
No.
All right.
I don't know.
You could watch Stan Lee in The Ambulance in 1990.
We could.
Yeah. That's as big as Marvel was around there.
I'm Stanley, inventor of Eric Stoltz.
Uh-huh. And we could watch Albert Pune's Captain America.
We have seen that.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
We've
saying.
reviewed
Also
that.
1990.
Was it the second one also 1990?
Yeah.
Like, didn't they crank out 2 in 1 year?
Oh, no. That was the TV movie.
Oh. What?
There was only one Pune.
Oh, okay. I thought that they made.
There were 2 Reb Brown TV movies.
Oh, does he yell a lot?
Yes, he does.
Man,
I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
Saratoga.
Yeah. He yours up some shit, too. Like, everywhere he goes, shit gets wrecked.
Oh,
It's getting all yored
so
up.
fucking good.
Yeah, okay, Ian. We're going to cover 1927. That's a good idea.
No, that's a terrible idea.
No, that's a fantastic idea.
We start with the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yeah. It's going to be just a lot of fun, you guys.
Because I think that is 1927.
Sure.
And beyond that, I can't help you.
When did talkies start?
Right now.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to review some talkies.
Going back in time to the dawn of the talkie.
Nope, 1920. I was totally wrong. I was off by 7 whole fucking years.
Well, it's 20s.
I know it gets
the 20s
a little,
are a
it gets a
blur.
little fuzzy.
Okay, just because I have to do this,
Okay.
I'm about to Google worst movies of 1927
All
to
of them.
see if someone has actually made a page.
This is the worst.
I was calling movies bad back before there was really a rating scale.
Yeah, all they have is Flick Chart has the top 10 worst movies of 1927.
Oh,
Give me one.
any one of them.
The Jazz Singer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, I
Because,
suppose,
yeah, it's probably pretty racist.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right, let me pull it up. Hey, look, an advertisement that's blocked.
Look,
all right,
wings.
The worst is The Jazz Singer.
Okay.
Second worst is The Ring. Not that one. It's an Alfred Hitchcock movie, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Third is The Lodger.
Also a Hitchcock movie, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fourth is Wings.
Wings.
Did I actually? I just
Starring
I
Clara
actually just
Bow.
called a 1927
Clara Bow.
movie.
You did.
Yep.
Good job.
And Gary Cooper.
Yeah.
Wings.
Wings.
5. The Battle of the
As,
Century.
i.e., the one that won the Oscar for Best Picture that year.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
Yeah, it's the
among
worst
the worst.
movie.
Yep. 5. The Battle of the Century.
Well, how could that be bad?
It's a 19-minute movie.
Oh, well, sure.
6. The King of Kings. That's a Cecil B. DeMille movie.
About Jesus.
Probably.
Oh, Jesus.
7. College. That's the one where all those T-shirts came from.
Yes.
Like the
College.
one that Belushi wore.
Right.
Yep.
He was actually an advertisement for the movie
College.
College.
Yeah, fresh to
Starring
Betamax.
Buster Keaton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah. Those are some good ones.
That's enough.
Okay.
I don't need to go
Some
through
hot
the rest.
takes.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to hear about The Cat and the Canary, which is apparently a horror comedy.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe
pretty
I'll do
good.
that next year.
It's also an episode of the Batman the Animated Series.
A loving tribute to
I
1927.
figured it was.
The Cat and the Canary.
Hey, let's make a podcast.
Sweet. Let's do it.
All right. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 301.
Hooray, season 2.
Reboot.
Season 2.
I meant to say the BMFcast.
Right?
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Yep, we fired BJ. He's not. We're bringing in Cousin Oliver later this year.
Yeah.
And
We chose not to renew his
yeah.
contract.
It's Scott Baio or Cousin Oliver. I'm not sure which, but just look for that soon.
Whoever's cheaper.
Yeah. So hey, what do we do each and every episode of the BMFcast? I think we go and we watch ourselves a quote unquote bad movie. We come in here and talk about it for the first half. Mm-hmm. Then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks. Listen, robot jocks.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We watched that in season 1.
We
Yeah.
did.
But there are sometimes bad movies. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in douchebags after Twilight.
Boo. Yuck.
Not so good.
Not good.
Jeers.
Not our kind of thing.
Yeah. So are we carrying over? No, we're just doing a theme month.
Yeah,
now.
we decided to do
a theme month in December of 1990
a
movies.
salute
Yeah.
to 1990.
It's really like a loving tribute to season 1 of the BMFcast.
kind of, yeah.
But continuing 1990, we did Real Bullets.
Yeah.
Real Boulets.
Bullets.
Real Boulets.
Starring, at least on the cover, Martin Landau.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Landau.
Oscar winner Martin Landau.
And a bunch of stunt people going by their first names.
Yep.
Totally Tony Danzang, this movie.
So, plot summary. I'm gonna read one of these things that pretends to be a plot summary.
Okay.
Cool.
A group of stunt people travel to the wilderness for a weekend party. 2 of the women stumble upon the secret entrance to a drug lord's narcotics operation and are abducted. Outgunned and outnumbered, the stunt team must rescue their friends before they are administered fatal doses of... Fuck.
Fatal doses of fuck.
Yeah.
Man, I've had those kind of weekends.
Outgunned and outnumbered, the stunt team must rescue their friends before they are administered fatal overdoses of heroin.
Oh. Okay. That's the end of the second
Yeah.
act.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
Because drug dealers always just use their product on
Absolutely.
people.
That's the best way to get rid
Yeah.
of someone who's onto your scheme is to load them up with your product. Mm-hmm. Here, have a nice sleeve.
This is primo stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes for $1,000 a gram.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. We've watched, Action USA.
We have.
We've watched Stunt Rock.
Yeah.
We have.
And a plethora of other movies starring stunt people.
Yeah.
Directed by stunt people.
Yeah.
This is another one.
Wow, that story went places.
This is definitely one of them, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know.
Okay.
I know.
Do you?
I guess.
What do you know?
I know there's a lot of stunts in this movie.
Oh.
That's good. We like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was actually a listener recommendation. I've forgotten who recommended it, but
Oh, man.
someone pitched it. It's like, hey, what if a bunch of stuntmen
Was it one of the recent ones?
It was within the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like, hey, what if stuntmen got into an adventure and had to fight for their lives? And I was like, yeah, I think that sounds like something we would like. So
Yeah.
that's why we watched it.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, Real Bullets.
Yeah.
There's a guy named John who apparently runs a stunt school, and he trains people to be stuntmen, and he calls them the stunt team.
They have sweatshirts.
Yes, they have sweatshirts that all say,
Well, it's
stunt team.
Well, in the big letters, but there's whatever it is before, like the Southern California stunt team is in little letters above it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just they all have stunt team sweatshirts. I mean,
one of the lesser-known sports at USC.
yeah.
Stunts.
Yeah. Stunt team. But all right, so one of the
You
weird
get a good
things.
scholarship in stunting if you've applied to the right schools,
Right,
and
yeah.
you have a good curriculum from
How does
your
one
high
work on
school.
their growth if they're going into stunting?
Uh,
Son of a bitch.
So one of the things about this movie is there is a narrator that shows his face or at least his voice very early,
yeah.
and it's not John, the main guy, because it doesn't sound like him whenever he
No.
speaks. But you don't really have a context for who it is. I think there is one line that if you're really paying attention, you would catch who it is, but it's really not until the late in the third act of the movie where it's like, oh, that guy's been narrating the entire time.
Yeah, there's a moment very early on where he's like, and then I went into this guy's house, and here I am, and it's like, oh, okay, he must be that guy. But
I mean, right away, it's like this voice comes on, and it's talking about the members of the class, John's stunt class, and they're just going through person by person and who they are and all of this stuff. It's like, he's the funny one, and he's
the credits are an awesome montage of just like stunt practice.
Well,
like guys getting kicked through saloon doors, but there's like no background behind.
But before that,
doors.
they're hand drawn versions of still frames from them.
Were.
And
in the very, very beginning.
Like the very, very beginning, like it's just the shitty hand drawn stuff of like it all looks like hand drawn things of like the Wild West Stunt Spectacular at whatever theme park. Or whatever shitty theme park. And then we're treated to actually seeing the footage that they captured the frames from. So it's like, oh, they all came to life.
And then had someone's deadbeat cousin draw a picture over.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like all kinds of stunts happening, and then John rides his motorcycle up to work.
Yeah, and they established that this guy, his name's Merritt, but I mean, a lot of these names won't come up again.
No,
is the problem. But
when they do, they're just like, rattled off in like a, just a list of names.
That's the thing. They spend all this time on this montage in the beginning where they talk about every single person and give their backstory of how they got there. And like, oh, well, Darlene's really good with a whip.
Yeah.
And so they show her whipping a gun out of some guy's hand, and just all these. And then there's Samir's kind of like our mascot. Yeah. He sucks at everything, but we keep him around.
Well, to be fair, this guy, like everyone else is like, you could go like, oh, okay, well, they would stunt double for so-and-so. This guy could stunt double for Billy Crystal, Clint Howard, and maybe if he like ducked down a little bit, Danny DeVito.
Right. Yes.
Danny DeVito and Art Garfunkel if he ever acted.
He did. He made a couple movies.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like, that's this guy.
That's like what you're looking at, but he's just I don't know how this guy was supposed to be played, but he's played as being a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yes.
But it's weird.
He's the stunt mascot.
But but it's also like most of them are generic stuntman looking guys, and this guy Merritt is actually pretty, good looking. He's like, oh yeah, you'd be the blonde lead guy's stunt double. But John, the guy who's kind of like the leader, has such a weird frame that it's kind of like, who are you the stunt double for? Because he's got like really high shoulders that makes him look like he has a real short neck, and he's like
maybe Robert Zadar.
Yeah, no.
I'm saying like around that time period where he had the beard and everything. From a distance, it could be like,
Zadar didn't need a stunt double. Zadar was his own stunt double.
Zadar did his own shit.
All right, I'm just saying, like he kind of has that 1990 era Robert Zadar look going on.
He kind of does because he's got the close to a mullet thing going on, and he's got the beard, but he looks weird to me, and it's weird that he's the lead guy in this movie. Or presented as the lead guy in this movie.
Picture in your mind the wig salesman from Goodfellas.
Yep.
He's that guy. He could have stunt doubled for that guy. That's his one and only gig.
That's about right, yeah.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, it's Maury from Goodfellas. Jesus.
Hey, don't come off in the pool.
Yes, exactly.
This guy steps in and jumps into the pool.
Yes, he does. Because that guy can't jump in the pool. He's got a thing on his head.
Right. Yeah. And while this has been going on, but we meet all of them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of established John's like the guy who heads the group. He's kind of had a thing for Darlene, but we don't know what's going on there.
And Darlene's Martin Landau's niece. Do we look it up?
How are they related? They are related somehow.
They are Landaus.
Yes. They are both Landaus. That is why Martin Landau is in this movie, is because
he's helping out. Doing someone in his
there is someone named Landau who is a stunt woman.
Yes.
Person.
He's helping
and he also had not won an Oscar yet at this point.
No, so he was hungry.
Yeah. he thought this was it. He's like, I'm going to be the best mobster.
Yeah. Solari? Okay, that'll be me. I'll answer the phone a lot.
I'm the only one in this movie using an assumed name. All right, then.
Right, yes. I'm an actor. You will not call me Martin.
Could you imagine if they had done the movie and they were just like, Martin Landau. Bad guy, drug lord, Martin Landau. Get Mr. Landau on the line. The stuntmen are back. Could you imagine?
Pretty good.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
As stupid as that line is you just said, the stuntmen are back, they say dumb shit like that all throughout this movie.
They do. Well, that's what you get when you cross stuntmen and drug dealers.
That's what you get.
It's just, it's like mongoose and a snake. They're gonna fight. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's the natural way
enemies.
of things.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, while this is happening, we meet the drug dealers because some people, like, there's just two dudes who I guess have decided to cross the drug dealers
Okay.
and are taking the bags of, it looks like cocaine this time. You
Yeah.
know, it's heroin later, so who knows?
Powder in a bag.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
But they try to steal a couple bags and try and get away, and it's, there's like this, they're running through this underground base, and eventually one of them gets shot because he tries to go back for a bag he dropped, and that was a bad idea.
Got greedy.
Yep. You always die when you get greedy.
Yes.
Like, that's how it works in these movies.
Yep.
But yeah, another guy, he goes through, like, he's like, oh, I can make it out the secret tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up and he slides this toilet that's over a trapdoor over a sign that says out of order.
Yeah, it's like a Hogan's Heroes sneaky device thing.
Mm-hmm. However, the guys are waiting for him.
Yep.
Blast him.
Yes.
And it establishes a few things. They have this whole underground thing with a bunch of extra exits, but also that there's some kind of monitoring center where there's a lady who will call in to everyone and say, all right, he's at emergency exit 3.
But they very specifically built like the LED board where it only has one function, where it just says like escape hatch 4, and there's a light that lights up. Beep, beep. Yeah.
And that really is, despite the whole board, the only place that ever lights up is the secret toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's always just like, yeah, they're at the toilet again.
When they built it, they only wired up that one light.
Right, yeah.
Nobody else used the other exits.
Someone came in the front door. Who cares? Don't put a light there.
There's a toilet exit. Of course you're going to take the toilet exit.
Remember when there was only one light?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when we were watching Real Bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually, this whole shipment, the drug runners have to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Out of this warehouse, whatever place it is.
Sure.
And this is at the same time that the stunt students have decided, all right, well, we're going to go on a road trip and we're going to have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild weekend.
They keep saying they're going to a party, but
of their own making.
Yeah. And like the John guy's like, I don't want to go, and they're like, well, I'm not going if you're not going. Yeah, me too. And he's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, and also, like, they're going to a party, but later on it's established they are 10 hours away from anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Stuntmen get up to some crazy shit, man.
They go out to the desert and there's a pool, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they end up. They don't go there immediately, but their plan is to just go to this area that some of them knew about. Had been there when they were kids.
It's not like they're making their own Burning Man. I mean, why the fuck are they 10 hours away from civilization?
There's a pool and a cabin. You can't get that in the city.
Actually, you can, because where they are is Vasquez Rocks, which is like 10 minutes away from L.A.
Yeah, I know.
But yes,
yeah, really.
That's a good point too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can actually see this rock formation from the highway, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And in plenty of movies and other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually, the stunt students decide, let's just hit up a strip club with the ladies with us.
Yeah. A topless bar. It's a little different.
Topless bar.
Right.
Yes.
I think
There's no stripping going on. They're already naked.
I think it was like the bar was probably what enticed them, and also their lack of other choices.
Yeah, there was nothing along the way. They're like, hey, let's stop in here. I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. But it seems like they're regulars there.
Yeah.
The lady seems to, the bartender owner lady seems to know them.
Yeah, she's chummy with them.
Yeah.
But
this is the shittiest bar I think we've ever seen in any movie.
It's bad.
Like,
it's real
only
bad.
because it's going to get smashed to fuck.
I know, but I mean, like,
Yes.
every table is just folding chairs and shit.
That's why.
Yes, but I don't know, just to make your stunts feel more real, make the place look like a real bar, not just like...
I think that lady was like, you know what? There's been enough stuntman fights in here. I'm just going to buy folding card tables and you fuckers deal with it.
I don't know. It's the saddest bar.
It's pretty terrible.
Ever.
Like, even the topless lady is just, like, not having it.
Yeah.
Although at one point she starts trying to do like a dance routine. It's like, no, lady, that's not why anyone's there. Mm-hmm. The rest of your legs and shit are not the reason anyone is looking at you.
Yeah. But so they're just kind of hanging out in the... Mm-hmm. And John and and Merritt are just shooting pool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're in here shooting pool, whatever. And the drug guys just kind of end up in there.
Well, they were hungry after a long day of
drugging.
Doing the drugs.
smuggled drug.
Making the drugs?
Stealing their $100 million drug investment.
Yeah, $100 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, they go in there to,
And, of course, because they're drug dealers and they're bad guys, they kind of have to start some shit.
Yes.
Because the one guy starts hitting on Darlene, and she's like, get away from me.
Right.
You're scum.
Yes.
They don't know that. We don't know they're... The stunt students don't know they're drug dealers.
No, they're just other people in this
Yeah.
bar, so...
Acting like assholes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because the one guy's, like, hitting on her, and then he's like...
And that's not even really what escalates it, because like she's just like, no, fuck you, and runs away.
Yeah,
and then
he's like, oh, I'm going to put some real music on this jukebox.
Yeah.
and then it's
terrible.
what's his face? The mascot guy is walking by,
Samir.
and he spills a little bit of beer on him because he trips over because the guy's sitting like an asshole in the chair, like legs out, and he trips over him a little bit.
Yep.
And he just stands up and goes, "Punk," right? Like no words,
Yeah,
no.
and this is Wolfgang, who's kind of like...
He's the
For
head
most of
this.
the movie, he's like big Nordic looking dude. Got the
I can never
the
figure
big
out his
blondish
accent.
beard.
But yeah,
But I mean, his name's Wolfgang, so I guess he's supposed to be
German.
German, but he doesn't really look German. But anyway, he's like kind of like the leader because he's the one who, as the movie goes on, will end up calling Martin Landau and just reporting in, being like, "Yeah, stuntmen are back. It's not good.
Yeah. Lost another 60 dudes. I don't know.
We just can't catch those stuntmen."
The stuntman outsmarted us again.
If it wasn't for those meddling stuntmen,
Right.
we would be doing so many drugs and dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He'd be heroining all over the place.
But he'd say it in his weird accent that I cannot emulate right
No.
now. But
Yeah.
he punches Samir, and Samir gives like the weirdest reaction shot.
He's just kind of like, what?
It's like it made him sleepy.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of like, oh, I'm going to stumble back to my chair and then sit down and then put my head down on the desk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're like, what?
Yeah,
and then
like-
his friends at the bar are like,
I guess we got
well, this aggression will not stand.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, so they get in a brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash that place
And
the fuck
People
up.
are picked up, thrown through tables.
I do like in the beginning of the scene, the one guy like kind of does. He gets on top of the bar, and then he's like ready to do kind of like a from the top ropes.
He's
jump
like,
on
"I
the
got
guy
this."
thing. He's like, I'm taking this guy out, and the guy moves, and he just destroys this table right behind him.
He's like 10 feet out of the way.
Yeah.
He's not even close to where the guy was.
Yeah.
His plan is terrible, but man, he goes straight through a table.
Yeah, and guy gets defenestrated because of course.
Yeah.
And that's kind of really what starts everything, like gets the rest of the place going.
Yeah, because the other drug dealers are like, oh, all right, let's get in on this. And then...
Yeah, and I do like that John's like, I'm staying out of it.
Yeah,
like, they let them fight.
Yeah.
Even though he's got a pool cue in his hand.
He could totally
He could
end
demolish everybody.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one guy, one random dude just decides he's going to take the dancer. Mm-hmm. Like, you're mine now because that's the rule of a Donnybrook.
Yeah.
And he picks her up like caveman style over his shoulder.
Just like that's what happens.
There's anarchy, and I'm taking her because that's how anarchy works.
Society is over.
It's just like,
This is my time now.
We must recreate the species.
Right.
This Donnybrook is the end.
they will all die. You and I will repopulate the human race.
Right. That's
The
how Donnybrook.
scriptures have foretold this happening. Donnybrook at the topless bar. It was the fourth sign.
Totally, yeah, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually, like I don't know, John does get involved because the guy goes back to start harassing Darlene, and then like somebody just picks up a chair and throws it over the bar into like the mirrors behind the bar, and that's when the bartender stands up and is like fires a gun up to the ceiling. He's like, "Who's paying for all this?" And then it's the weirdest smash cut because Wolfgang stands up and goes, "I will," and then it's like. Apparently that's resolved because
The next shot,
they're just riding fancy colored dirt bikes through the desert, and it's like,
oh,
I guess that all worked out.
yeah.
yeah.
They shook on it and then went their separate ways. Thanks, Wolfgang.
Yeah. I also like I think my favorite part of that scene is the two truckers who are sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
Just like, should we get up? Should we? Nah, I still got a full beer.
Right.
I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
And like things are being thrown, like things are smashing on the wall next to them. Like,
Nah.
that's not cool.
That's what you get when you come into here.
And that guy, he's trying to repopulate the species already. This
Yeah, give him some space.
is just another Saturday at the topless bar.
Yeah. Bummer.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so they just smash cut the hell out of there, and stuntmen are off just having stunt fun.
Yeah, eventually they ride their bikes into the drug zone. or the danger zone, whatever it is. But
forbidden zone.
Apparently, like wherever they were headed is where these guys have set up their warehouse.
Yeah, they were going to go hang out at this fun place, and they get to the gate, and there's a bunch of signs on the gate like "No trespassing, don't come in."
Yeah,
and they're like, "Well, that can't be right. This is a open."
Well, they have
area.
a weird back and forth exchange where they talk about the back entrance a lot, and.
It's like, hey, go around back.
Like, we were going to make our jokes, and we're like, well, actually, they're just doing it for us.
Right.
The more they talk to us, it's like, well, I haven't used the back entrance since we were kids. Well, this is just weird.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But anyway, like, I don't know, they magically get to the place where the pool is, and apparently the pool is right next to the old miner's cabin.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the layout or function of anything going on here, but there's like a rec center pool and the old prospector that lives in a where you would think an old prospector would live in his cabin. But
they just it's just immediately like pool hijinks. They're just let's all get in the pool. Hey, the ladies who are on our stunt team, let's take their tops off and then like,
well, they don't, but they're like, all the guys are like, yeah.
No,
I mean, for the purposes of the movie, the ladies do not go topless. I'm saying,
but then like it cuts to like one of the ladies just walking by in a bikini, and they are all just losing their goddamn minds. They're all just like cartoon tongue rolling out of their mouths.
And the music they're playing and the way they pan up from her feet, I'm like, I guess they're doing like the sexy topless shot thing, but she's just walking around in a bikini, and it's weird.
It is weird, but they're all just like,
and the way they're all hooting and hollering.
It's like, good lord, that's your coworker.
Well, his fellow student.
Yeah. Whatever, that's even worse.
No, it's not.
No, that. Did you go to school, Chuck?
Some of them aren't students, is what I'm saying.
One is not student, and he was playing by the rules.
Not involved in any of it.
Well, all right.
I don't know about you. I personally, I tried to have sex with my fellow students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, call me weird.
Well, that's hey, man. Whatever gets you through the night.
It does. But they're acting like 40-year-old versions of the people that would be doing like the crazy teeny meatballs thing, whatever. They're just like, you guys. There's no reason. Yes. Why you should be acting like you're acting. Like, you've seen boobs, and at this point, you should be over. I mean, they're not that they're not cool, but you should be over like the factor of them.
Yeah, you should still be like, thank you, ma'am. Those are spectacular, but not just like,
right. That's what I was getting at.
Right. But like off in the distance, in another area of the camp, the drug dealers are like, hey, who the fuck are these people? Like, what's going on? They're watching them through like, binoculars.
Yeah, and like rifle scopes.
Yeah, they're just like, what are they doing? What's happening here?
Keep an eye on them. They're partying.
Yeah. Well, I guess as long as they don't come over here, whatever. Yeah. Keep your eye on them.
Meanwhile, John and Merritt are like, where's that old prospector? Because I guess that's who they knew there or something. I don't know, but if they go, they're like, oh, I know where he is, and they look at this barn or whatever that has, there's doors up top, and he's like, oh, that's where. John's like, that's where he'd be. Mm-hmm. And they go in, and he's like, don't take another step.
Well, he's doing like that whole like military, like, I know what's going on. Like, like, am I 6? Like, look at the barn doors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Somebody there watching us. And it's like, why? You're a stuntman. Why would you have any of these skills?
Yeah. Just check your 20.
Yeah.
He's been in enough movies where that's what happened.
Yeah, osmosis.
He's read enough scripts. He understands how this works.
Okay.
Yeah. But eventually he's like, oh, all these shady guys, they keep trying to chase me off, but they can't catch me because I'm an old prospector.
Yeah, he's like, well, this corporation, they bought the place, they bought it out from under me. Some chemical company, which the name of the chemical company that is fronting this drug operation is Global Chemical. So it's Globochem.
Globochem.
Which, I love you. And one of the characters is named Pat. So just have all the Mr. Show jokes you want.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like that. They bought it out from under me, and they're doing evil. Mm-hmm. They're doing evil.
He's like, their shipments are always guarded with guns.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
And that gets John's attention. John's like, oh.
Guns?
Guns.
Well, I could maybe. We probably won't check it out, but, we'll just remember what you said, old timer.
Yeah.
Bye.
But yeah, and then the old timer's telling boring ass stories around the campfire, and the girl's like, "This is boring, and I gotta pee, so we'll be back."
Let's go to the bathroom. And
they go to the bathroom.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they find the secret entrance.
Well, all right. One of them goes inside the bathroom, and rather than just, they're both ladies, and yet one is standing outside going, "Are you done yet?"
Yeah. Well, she didn't have to go, and she didn't want to go in. You don't want to go in there if you don't have to. It's a cabin bathroom. It's gross. But she's like in there for 5 minutes doing her hair, and then she's like, time to go to the stall, and then there's There's a secret thing here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there.
Well, she does move it. She
Yeah.
moves it enough so that the little blinky
Right.
LED alarm goes off.
Yeah, that triggers the guards.
Right.
But then she goes over to the other stall.
And we don't really know what happens, except finally the other lady's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And
Well, no, one of the guards goes in there. And like gets her, and then the other lady goes in there to see what's up, and then the guards get her
I didn't
too.
think they actually showed that. I thought they just showed him dragging him away. Like,
Kind of.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
implied.
because then Samir.
Samir, who's in charge
because
of
at this
watching
point,
these women.
we should take a moment to point out the fact that like this is the point in the movie where it goes really shitty day for night.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like the worst version of that.
Yeah, this entire movie is filmed during the afternoon,
Right.
but they just slap the darkest blue filter on they could find.
Right. To make it basically where you have, I mean, it's almost a good thing BJ's not here because like this is the kind of shit that would have just drove him crazy because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this whole point like you see only by virtue of like they're wearing those dark blue sweatshirts with I mean about all you can see is like the white lettering that says stunt team and
Stunt
like
team.
Yeah.
like a little bit of motion and like they're being dragged
and
off.
I think they put white gags on the girls.
Maybe.
Like you could kind of see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like one of those. Not only is it a VHS copy, it's a poorly filmed VHS copy
Right.
in the first place.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's bad. But they get taken away, and Samir sees them being taken away, and so he kind of follows them and gets to have a little stealth adventure as he sneaks into the base.
Way too long of a stealth adventure for someone who is not stealthy at all.
And looks like Billy Crystal running around.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. So the worst part about this is he does this whole thing where he's like they should and see/hear him because this is a big open empty hallway. So like
Yes.
every footstep should just echo all over the place.
Yeah.
But they never see him until there's this one point where he's like listening in on a little bit. He's like, okay, I got to get out of here, and then hides behind something. And these two guys walk up and be like, man, we got to sit here for like 6 hours with no breaks or anything. He's like, well, we're going to pay $1,000 a day, which sets up how much the hired muscle's getting. But the implication is now Samir has to sit there for this entire 6 hours being quiet behind these guys and he can't move. And then the time is up and they walk away. Actually, they drive away in their sweet stunt go-kart thing or golf cart that they
Yeah.
have in there. And then like immediately is spotted. Like,
Yes.
he's been stealthy up until like he's like, oh, it's time, I can move now. And then the music kicks in and you hear like footsteps shuffling off camera and he has to start running. And it's like, so you did all this and waited and now you get
Yeah.
found. I mean, it's just kind of like, that's extra shitty.
Yeah.
That's Samir for you.
yeah.
Oh,
But
Samir.
basically just without, he goes running back and runs back through the secret toilet tunnel entrance thing. And they're all of his stunt team is now holding guns on him, like holding at the, like, where have you been? Why?
Yeah, but for a split second, I was like, holy crap, how did the bad guys get there that quickly and
Right.
Yeah.
catch him? Because you're just like, wait, what? Because it's never established that the stunt team has, like, machine guns and rifles and
No.
pistols and all that. Like,
There's
They have
almost
just stunting.
no reason they
Yeah.
should have any of these
No,
things.
they should not.
well, they did drive 10 hours out of the city to party.
Here's the thing: stuntmen work with guns and things that are not loaded, are not real. There's no reason for them to have a cache of real weapons
Well,
with real
weirdest
bullets.
one is that the John guy comes equipped with a Rambo bow. A
Oh,
Rambo.
that's his like bracelet. I mean, he wears that thing like an accessory.
I'm just saying, like, that's the strangest one. Like, I mean, maybe they had a cache of, movie prop guns, which, no. I mean, if you've ever been anywhere near a movie set, those are, like, under lock and key. And,
Yeah. You don't just get to take them on party weekend.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's... it's all weird. I mean, you have to suspend your disbelief because it's movie and it's dumb. But
Totally do.
anyway, like, so they get the drop on him, and they're doing he's explaining where he's been and what he's seen, and they're like, all right, I guess we need a plan. And
Yeah. And meanwhile, the bad dude, like the second in command underneath Wolfgang, the guy who had kind of like been messing around with Darlene at the bar and that.
Joe.
Is that his name, Joe?
Joe.
Yeah. Joe is established as like the shadiest of all the shady people. But
Well-
like even Wolfgang's like, man, I kind of don't like that guy.
He's evil henchmen.
well, because
More evil than actual henchmen.
somewhere in the 6 hour span of like I don't understand why no one acts for 6 hours, But anyway, there's a brief shot where I'm thinking it's the same actress because they didn't bother to have enough people. But
There's
there's
a security lady.
there's a shot to where it cuts to where he's like trying to rape the security lady on a couch
In Wolfgang's office.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
in Wolfgang's office, he walks in, he's like, knock that off, and she's like,
Get the hell out of here with that.
Well, he tells the lady to get the hell
Yeah, I
out of
know.
there, and like so she leaves, and he's never like, dude, what the fuck? He's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Like,
again.
please, my office.
But I'm saying this was established until and then immediately hard cut to now he's menacing the ladies that are been captured.
Yeah.
Darlene and DJ. No, not Darlene. Debbie.
Yes.
They all had D names.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
Debbie and DJ.
I mean, they ask Wolfgang, like, what do you want us to do with these ladies that we captured? And he's like, take them to the lab.
Take them to the lab and find out what they know.
Right.
Which to Joe means shoot them up full of heroin and rape them.
Yes.
And beat the shit out of them too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It never proceeds that far.
yeah, it never goes quite that far,
No.
but it's definitely implied pretty heavily, at least with one of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's beating on her, and he has given her a lethal dose of heroin.
Yeah.
Which, good job, guy.
Yeah.
Not the smartest move.
And he's also angry that he's been interrupted
Yeah.
because he has to go do his job.
Right. He's that guy.
But yeah, he's like a blaxploitation villain.
Yes.
like
Right.
the commitment to just being as shitty as possible.
Yeah.
and unapologetic for it. Like that's
Yeah, he's
that's
the
what,
Rip Torn of the movie.
Yeah,
He is
that's
just-
what Joe is in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think like simultaneous to this happening, the reason he gets upset is like stunt team has gotten together and been like, "Nah, we're gonna go get them back." We're arming up and like, all right, Samir, take us whatever crazy way you know how to get in there, which I think was just back through the toilet entrance.
Yeah.
Because like they set off the alarms, and of course everyone's like, to arms. There's people coming in here, and that's when he gets upset. He's like, he's mid like shooting full of heroin and punching the shit out of her face, and
Yeah.
he's like, God damn it, I
I
gotta
gotta deal with this.
Yeah.
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 But so like the guy okay, so the rest of the stunt team are sneaking through this base, and I say sneaking, I should say it with air quotes, because there are shots where they're just like, hey, see those guys down there? And they cut to like a point of view shot of where they would be standing to where they can see these guards. The guards are maybe 12 feet away, 20 at most, and this is a big echoey hallway, and they are all just speaking full volumes like, what should we do about those guys down there? We could sneak up on them. It's like, what?
Hey, we can hear you.
Yeah, we see and hear you. You let us know what you're going to do, okay?
It's like they didn't know they could ADR in themselves
Yeah.
whispering.
Yeah. So, and at one point they steal like one of the sweet carts and they all pile onto the thing.
It's not even a golf. It's like the drink cart that comes around at the golf
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
It's like one of those. Like,
Yeah.
Not
But-
quite the maintenance cart, but not
Yeah,
quite the full
but they
golf
have
cart.
like 7 of them on
And they
this
all
one.
just weigh this thing down, so when they start to go, it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's
and
like,
it's, and it's
why
battery
didn't a
powered.
couple
Yeah.
walk
That's
next
even
to it?
better.
yeah.
Because it's inside. You wouldn't want a gas one, so it's just like
And even better is that this is kind of like a dead end hallway, so they basically just move the camera because this cart only drove maybe 4 feet before they come to a stop. They just place the camera somewhere else
It
to make
looks
this
like
hallway
they got
look
on
longer.
it just to go down one hallway.
Yeah,
and
and
then,
then
get out.
stop. It's like, well, that was important. No way you would have made it walking.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the old miner
Oh Jesus!
prospector guy.
oh yeah, his job.
He's decided outside he's just going to start blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Well, they told him to. They're like 10 minutes. Give us 10 minutes to make a distraction. And he's
Right.
like, I'll
Okay.
make a distraction be as loud as World War II.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. So he's just lighting dynamite outside, and the best part is all the reaction shots down below is like it sounds like mortar shells are hitting this place, and
Right.
and they're shaking the camera, and everyone's doing the oh.
But no one doing it the same way, so it's like they were all just told now, and they all just do their Star Trek getting shot with photon torpedoes.
Yeah, and this is while Wolfgang is on the phone with Martin Landau, going, "The stuntmen are back. We got to deal with the stuntmen. I got to go." And then all of a sudden, there's like an explosion. Martin Landau's like, "What's going on down there?"
Yeah. The stuntmen, sir.
It's the stuntmen. It's those damn stuntmen.
Protect my $100 million of drugs.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
$100 million worth of good drugs there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
And so there's like one point where the stuntmen are like, how do we take care of those guys down there? And he's like, I got an idea. I'll shoot them with this dynamite arrow.
Yeah.
See those boxes over there? Yeah, okay. So he straps dynamite to his arrow and shoots it down to these boxes. So that blows up. That's not as good as
Yeah.
later.
It was the explosive heroin.
Yeah. So all that blows up, kills those 2 guards, which alerts like 6 more guards who come running after them. And so they put another stick of dynamite onto the sweet cart and run off. And just immediately, all the guards just swarm the cart. Like, well, they were just here a minute ago. And then one of them's like, oh, fuck, there's dynamite here. And just makes the face.
Oh, that's so good. Boo! It is such a good face. I love that guy. And one guy before the dynamite hits the heroin, the explosive nitroglycerin heroin. Like one guy, that guy gives a good just before
the question mark went off over his head. What?
Before he shelved off this
there
mortal
was more
coil.
stealthing happening because like at one point Samir gets a bad guy's uniform and does like the worst like distraction thing ever.
Yeah.
He rolls up. That's the guy they steal the cart from.
Yes,
because they roll up on this guy. This cart rolls up, and Smear's just like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I was told to go and get the boxes. These boxes over here, boxes and more should we get these boxes? And then they just walk him over.
The guard's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to entertain what you're. Oh fuck, I'm surrounded by bad guys.
The stuntmen.
Yeah. But eventually, like the stuntmen end up at a dead end, and they're like, "Well, what do we do?"
Well, they go check on the girls first.
Oh, right, okay,
eventually they get to the lab and they find the
ladies.
girls.
Yeah.
And the one girl that had been beaten on is dead.
Yes. So
the other one is just
straight up, no pathos whatsoever. It's just like, nope, walked in, checked her eyes, she's dead.
Yep, she's dead. Let's get this other one.
Yeah, they are
and go.
very matter of fact about her death.
Yep.
But
To the point where-
the other one is is just so high she's out of it.
Yes.
and she's just asleep.
And pretty much is for
Basically
the
in
rest
like
of the movie.
a drug coma.
Yes.
So she has to get dragged around in a drug coma for the rest of the movie. And they decide as they're getting out, they're like, well, damn it, those bastards. And they blow up the lab.
Yes.
Along with their friend's body that they left.
Yes.
So I don't know if that was like their version of a Viking burial or whatever.
That's how you bury a stuntman. You blow him up. you just hand him a stick of dynamite. You salute him.
She was a hell of a stunt woman.
Yep.
She went out the way she wanted to go out.
And then gone.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they use almost all of their dynamite. Mm-hmm.
And that's when they get to the dead end, and they're like, "What do we do?" And it's like, "How much dynamite do you have left?" It's
one
stick. Well, imagine that.
Guess what I'm gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on this wall, and then we're gonna blow it up, and then we're not gonna show how we escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wolfgang is on the phone with Martin Landau again when that happens, and Landau's just like, "What is going on down there? Get them!"
Yeah.
And he's always in different robes, just lounging. He's never in this movie proper.
No.
Like he's never anywhere near any of the stunting.
Yeah. He probably was like, "You can come to my house."
Yes.
And you can film me at my house.
Yes. This is my pool.
These are my clothes.
Yes.
These are all my fancy robes.
The MTV Cribs episode with Martin Landau was the worst. This over here, this is my bed. Look at the fuzzy headboard. That's for all of this. Over here.
This is where the magic happens. I call it the Landau special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. He's taking a bubble bath like Mariah Carey. He's like, "Look at this.
No.
Can you handle this much Landau?"
No.
totally, yeah.
Yeah.
All that happened. Okay, yeah. Yes, no, at random points in time they will call Martin Landau, but he has to get the phone call first from his they give him the Godfather conciliary title or whatever, but whatever. He's the guy that answers his phone, and
but never answers it. It's always just pick it up and listen for a minute. And stuntmen again.
You should probably get them, and then they give it to Martin Landau. He's like, "What? You should probably get them." It's like, okay,
you got stuntmen again.
Well,
have you sprayed for stuntmen?
See, that's what I don't get either. It's like when you don't have good news. And your boss hasn't called you first.
Right.
You don't call your boss.
No.
Never call your boss.
No.
Still not fixed, boss.
Hey, boss.
Don't give hourly
Boss,
updates.
I know you're on vacation and you have no idea what's going on, but shit is fucking up over here. Just want you to know. Bye.
I know it's 3 a.m. and you're sleeping, but guess what? We still haven't solved this pesky stuntman problem yet. Okay, see ya.
Yeah. Just figured I'd keep you updated.
Yeah. I'll call you back in an hour.
Stuntman, still a threat.
Bye. Yeah, so the stuntmen get out, and they're like, "Well, we're kind of surrounded. What do we do? Let's go to that Let's go to that barn cabin thing.
Yeah,
we'll hide in the ceiling, like all of them.
Yeah,
clown car it into the ceiling.
I thought everyone left except for John. I thought he was the only one.
Maybe so. A bunch. They do send some of them off on missions.
Yeah, they sent the one girl off, on the horse, they're like, get to this, you got to ride like at least 30 miles.
The animal, not the girl that's high on heroin.
No,
Yeah,
not that horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no,
An
they
actual horse.
brought an
a
actual horse.
Yeah.
They brought a horse
Right.
trailer because
Candy.
this girl loves her horse so
Candy
much.
the horse.
Candy the horse, yes.
Wonder
So-
if that was actually the horse's name. They
No,
danced
they
at that
gave,
horse.
they gave the horse a stunt name.
I
just
swear
for the movie.
she kept saying trigger and then it changed later in the movie.
Probably.
Probably. Who knows?
Candy.
But maybe Trigger didn't want to participate in that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Trigger had objections.
Yes. Didn't like the content.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Candy replaced.
Trigger doesn't like real bullets.
No.
But it's really dumb because early on they send her out. They're like, just get out of here.
Yeah.
And she as soon as somebody shoots at her, she doesn't try to outrun them.
Well-
She jumps off the horse and hides.
Yeah, but I mean,
and just
like,
lets the horse run away.
the first shot you see her on the horse riding away, there's just mystery gunfire coming from all directions.
Yeah, there's no establishing like they actually spotted her
No.
or anything.
She hops off the horse and she's like, "Go, Candy, lead them away from me,"
yeah.
and hides. And then I guess all the
Yeah.
idiot henchmen are just like, "Follow that horse."
Yeah. And this comes up now because they actually spend the night hiding in the ceiling while the bad guys are just hanging out in the bottom of the house waiting for them to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, because the next morning finally comes, so this movie isn't shot, day
Yeah.
for night, and all the henchmen walk outside and do their stretches. Time to
Yeah.
hunt down some stuntmen, and the stuntmen just pop out from the ceiling and everywhere and just start murdering them.
Yeah, well, they just jump on them.
Yeah,
Because at this point, the stuntmen haven't killed anybody.
they've been doing stunt violence,
Yeah.
choking them out and
Yeah,
just bonking
because
them
when
on
they
the
got
head.
out when they got out of the base, there was a lot of
Well, they
hey,
did-
look over there,
Yeah.
and then hit them with the butt of the gun.
Yes,
and-
but there was a lot of they murdered people with dynamite.
That
That
is true.
happened,
That-
but
that
they
is
weren't
true.
blatantly shooting people or anything.
yeah,
like
because John, when he actually does shoot his arrow, he shoots it through a guy's leg.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though he clearly had a kill shot. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
that. Yeah.
And this is John we're talking about.
Right.
They drew first blood.
No.
But after that, it's murder time because,
Yeah.
when he
After this,
the next guy he shoots with an arrow shoots him right in the stomach, and then he subsequently shoots everyone in the stomach with an arrow. But this first guy is just fucking shocked that he got hit with an arrow. He's just like, doody doo, whoa,
an arrow?
really?
This is how I die?
This is dumb.
Fuck you, Miss Cleo. You didn't say anything about arrows.
I mean, I know the line of work. I figure I'm going to get shot, but by an arrow?
Yeah,
But
that guy's reaction was good.
there are some.
Yeah.
This movie is chock full of great henchmen, or great cannon fodder guys
Yeah.
giving good reactions to being killed.
It's like, I got shot. What? And
Yeah.
everyone slips on a banana peel when they get shot. I mean, it's just everyone does
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And whoop.
Yeah, but on the way out, they find that one girl who had abandoned the horse.
Yeah. Mhm.
And she's like, "Yeah, I had to ditch the horse. Help's not coming." And they're like,
fuck.
yeah, and they're like, "That was our whole plan. We were gonna hide up in the rocks until help came."
Well, let's just go to the rocks anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yep.
You and your stupid horse.
But by now it's dawn. It's getting to be dawn. They're hiding up. So we can actually kind of see the movie some now.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From this point on.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they hop in their jeeps and their bikes and take off, and they still get chased by the guys in the other jeeps.
Yeah. The other guys have some serious Jeep. It's Jeep versus Jeep.
Yeah, there's some Jeep stunning.
Yeah, and we thought there would be a lot of cool stuff, but no, they just get far enough. They're like, "All right, I guess we're ditching the bikes."
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically just get to the rock formation proper of this park that they're at.
And they're like, "We're gonna make our stand up here."
Yep. This,
And
is,
then
this is where
if-
we do it.
yeah.
Make our stand, everybody.
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah, sweet.
And this is where they find out that the drug guys have basically called in everybody.
well, first they bring 10 guys.
Yeah.
And then
They all get-
well, yeah, they get all murdered immediately.
Yeah.
6 of them, and what's his face, rapey
Joe.
guy Joe is
Rapey Guy Joe.
rapey guy Joe calls in and is yeah, they just murdered 6 of us, and that's when I guess they patch back to Martin Landau and they're like, I don't know, send in everyone. I don't care what they do, just send in everyone.
It's like, I know you hired people for lab work and stuff like that, but put a gun in their hand.
And Wolfgang literally has a Ted from accounting that's following him
Yes.
around. This guy looks like he has no business being anywhere near the drug trade, much less. But he's there and he's like, really, guns? Wait, oh.
Yeah, he's from corporate. He is just there to make sure that there's enough
And you
drugs
know
in
what?
his pouch of drugs.
I was auditing your heroin.
I kind of like that rationalization for people not being able to shoot them for once.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's actually a decent rationalization. It's like, yeah, that guy, he like stirs chemicals all day.
Yeah.
He's never shot a gun.
Yeah, he's a driver.
This is the first time he's worn clothes to work.
Right.
He's one of those guys just
And guess
wearing
what?
nothing.
That poor bastard's getting an arrow through his gut thanks
Yeah.
to John.
Yeah.
Because like everybody that pops up, John's like thunk.
Yep.
Thunk.
They never see him. He's just always just standing on and most of the time he is just standing out in plain sight. Mm-hmm. Just like, here I am. And
It's like I just realized he's like a Richard Marksman. Because I was just trying to think of like how to explain how the fuck he looks when he stands up. He's just got that flowing hair and
Yeah.
the fucking bow and arrow.
sleeveless jacket.
Yep.
Pale white arms.
But he's got that like, I shoot professionally, like,
Yeah, he's
arm
got
guard
his
thing.
arms are all strapped up and
Oh
weird
yeah,
shit.
he's geared up.
Yeah. But yeah, he
it's-
murders a bunch of fools. with arrows.
There's just a lot of guys dying.
Yeah.
But there is a shot of like 60 of these dudes just come pouring in, and
Yeah.
they're like, they sent an army after us.
Yeah. What do we do? I don't
Yeah.
know. Take our stand again? Okay.
Yeah, because they keep kind of moving further back up, but then they split up a bit
Mm-hmm.
so that they can kind of funnel them into the kill zone. And
Right.
and of course they're just the stuntmen have unlimited bullets.
Yes.
And
Unlimited real bullets.
Yeah, and there you go. And John has unlimited arrows
Yes.
because I mean, his quiver, like it's like the infinite quiver.
Yep.
Like just whenever he reaches back, there's a new arrow there.
Never dissipates.
Nope. But yeah, they kill a bunch of dudes. At one point, it does this weird thing where it suddenly goes into slow motion when everybody gets killed. Because, I mean, the stuntmen have been killing everybody for a while, and then a couple of them get shot, and it's of course because they're stuntmen. They're like, I can limp it off.
Right.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But eventually, one of them, try saving the other one, like warning the other one, gets himself killed, and then the other one sees that, and he's just like he goes into almost like a fugue state. He's
Yeah.
just kind of like, man.
Well, he's still talking to the dead guy. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you down. And he's just standing in the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah. It's like, well,
yeah, and that guy gets it. He gets gunned down. There's like
Well, this is the
6
point where
guys.
like John's like, I should go check on them, and he rounds the corner just in time to go like, get down.
Yeah, that's
they're
when-
up on the
yeah.
cliff, but they were also like down below. They were all over. They had this.
yeah,
guy
that guy was
surrounded.
fucked.
Yeah.
There was
But
no way.
He's right in the crossfire between two groups.
But John's like, notching an arrow, and he's like,
Yeah. And they light that
it's
guy up.
It's
I
this
mean,
extreme. Like the whole time, this guy's just getting shot. John's just like arrow in hand, going.
Yeah. And he gets one arrow off, to which
Yeah,
so one bad guy goes down. There's still 19 more. And
But-
I don't know what they'll just kind of look, because one of them's like right in front of Joe. And then that guy goes down, and Joe's like, son of a bitch, this guy. So
Well, he actually is like son of a bitch.
Yeah, because this whole sequence goes in slow motion.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it goes to suddenly, like, all the other stuntmen have detected that one of theirs has been killed, because that's when they're, like, all in rage mode.
Oh, yeah.
And every
they'll,
guy
like-
they shoot, like, their chest explodes, and
they-
they give the same slow motion scream.
yeah, it's all the
That's-
same noise.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not a Wilhelm, it's not the Dark Forces one, it's
just
something
like-
in between where it's like, "Rah!" but they're
Yeah.
slowing it down enough, and they keep using the same one over and over.
For every person.
So they do it like 5 or 6 times in
Yeah.
a row,
Yep.
and then eventually they
pretty
get out of that, and they're just like, we can't hold these guys off, we got to get back to the cave.
Yeah, we used up our special meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We murdered like 12 of them.
Like,
And they're still dragging that one girl around. She's
Oh, yeah.
still heroined
well,
up.
they've plopped her in a cave. Like, a bunch of them
Yeah.
are in a cave at this point.
Yeah,
and-
but think about it. They've had a shootout going on.
Yeah.
And they've just been dragging this heroin girl around.
for at least like 24 hours. They've been dragging her around. But so like Darlene also, she's gotten winged at one point, so she's kind of been shot. And so,
A couple of them, like,
well,
have
yeah.
taken
Well,
some
she
kind of-
gets winged actually killing Wolfgang.
oh right, Wolfgang dies.
Yeah. Wolfgang and his crew, like, they get in the cave, and the old prospector's up there, and he's like, "Oh, fine, glad you guys made it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll blow up the cave behind you so they can't get you."
Yeah,
Like,
I've already rigged the cave.
Yeah. So-
and it's kind of like, hey, fuck John and the rest of them who didn't get up here quick enough.
Yeah, I'll protect you guys.
Yeah.
So-
but he gets shot.
Yeah, but
Along the way.
still has time to light the fuse, blow the fuck up out of the other end of that cave.
He went into a fuse state.
Yes, if you,
To which, again, one of the dudes about to get blown up's like, ah.
yeah, Like, oh, I've ruined my life.
This was not worth $1,000 a day.
It's weird, too, because there are a couple of interludes where they just sit down and chat for a moment with some of the bad guys. Like, two bad guys will have a talk about like why they're being bad guys. And it's like, well, this is weird character development for no real reason.
Yeah.
Like one guy's like, "Oh, you got me out of jail for off this whatever charge." And the other guy's like, "I'm just here for the money."
Yeah, I just want to get paid.
$1,000 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Plus
like,
we
well,
get per diem.
Yeah.
yeah, and the
heroin?
one guy's like, well, why don't you leave right now? Because this kind of sucks. And he's like, you don't leave, man. Like,
Yeah.
and Martin Landau will come after you.
Right.
Bo guy's a little freaky and weird,
Yeah.
but like Martin Landau will straight up fucking murder me and my family.
And the one guy who won't leave immediately gets an arrow. And the guy who's like, why don't you leave? Is like, why don't I leave? And he goes to leave, and Joe shoots that guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like Darlene at some point has gotten winged, and none of it really matters. But so she's in need of rest, and so what's his nuts hides her under a wagon and like covers her with a plant.
But even better, this is the point where like out of nowhere the narration guy comes back.
Yes.
And he's like, John, you know, she needed some rest, and John decided to cover her with bushes and branches and stuff under this truck.
Clearly, because watching
Like,
the
as
movie
we're
in the
watching
edit
it.
room, they were like, "Oh, she died, and he's burying her in some stupid way."
right.
So you have to explain that he's hiding her, which is equally dumb. He's just hiding, putting bushes and
no
shit.
lady to rest here.
This is why when we finally learn who the hell it is that's like doing the narration, it's the Merritt guy.
Okay.
And like, because like he's also like my girl, something, whatever, the horse girl. You know, like she went off to get help, and like it's like, oh, okay, I know. They're like, he's narrating and like he's kind of kissing her goodbye, and it's like, oh, all right, it's you.
Yeah, and
Which
that's
like, actually gets your brain thinking like, is he going to be the only one that survives this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
kinda. Well, because that's how Darlene gets winged. Is she's making the distraction,
Right.
And she kills everyone but Wolfgang, who wings her, and then John, of course, pops him.
Yeah.
So
Totally
Wolfgang-
unceremoniously.
Yeah, like Wolfgang goes out like nothing.
Just like any other dude who was there. And it's just like, oh, okay. So I guess Joe's the big bad guy.
Yeah, but so John, like after he buries her and leaves, he just kind of lays down and goes to sleep next to her, I guess, because like Joe and the rest of them show up and like Wolfgang's dead, and then Martin Landau finally calls in and is like, let's hear it.
Yeah. What's the update?
Give me the news on the stuntman.
They
yeah,
killed 60
somewhere along the
dudes.
line, the funny guy got shot too, and is like dying in the cave as well.
Yeah, he dies in John's arms. Does he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a lot of nondescript guys.
Yeah.
All the stuntmen, except for like 3, end up dead. So,
Well, there's 8, and 4 of them live. Half of them die.
all right then.
Right.
I was keeping track.
Yeah, because and it's not really clear if the girl died of a heroin overdose or not.
he couldn't shake the drugs out of her because like he woke up and she was dead, and he's like, "Wake up with the."
Actually, no, there's more than 8.
No, because she wakes up and she says like, "I thought I was having a nightmare." And
But then there's a shot later where it's like there's just this weird, like her name's DJ, and he's just like DJ, like shaking her, and then he's like it cuts to outside the cave, and he's like DJ.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess she didn't.
Last night he did not save a DJ's life.
No.
The implication
anyway,
is she died,
but
and then
yeah.
it definitely died in the explosion.
Yeah, because he just pops back down the mountain. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
now
I
she's
guess
dead.
I'm here now.
But yeah, and Horse Girl got to the cops, and the cops don't believe her at first.
No.
They're like, "Well, why'd you go that way?" She's like, "Because there's like a fucking army the other way."
Well, the sheriff doesn't believe her, but Deputy 30s Gangster is just like,
He's about to make an "I shot the sheriff" joke. I know it. I know it.
Oh, no.
I
I
feel it.
No, the deputy 30s gangster guys.
so she explains all this to the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, well, I don't know. And then like the deputy's like, yeah, see, they're all up the mountain. Yeah. And it's like, wait,
we've had our
what on-
suspicions about that chemical company for years, haven't we?
Yeah. It's like, what on earth, guy? What are you doing?
I'm acting.
But I love that the whole time that they're driving there, she is backseat driving the helm. She's like, "Can't this thing go faster?
Yes.
we gotta get back there.
Yeah. Please go faster.
You're cops, go faster."
Yeah. Man, and they show up and they contribute nothing.
Yeah. Well, and also Martin Landau, like when he calls and asks for Wolfgang, Joe's like, "He's dead. This is Joe. I'm in charge now."
Yeah.
Everybody's dead. Send more dudes.
Yeah.
Send the good dudes this time.
Yeah, we need the good ones.
Yeah. So Martin Landau calls in like
He's like, get 6 of my best guys.
The old mafia shows up.
and he gets like all the old stuntmen,
yeah.
you know, to finish the job. And he's like, you know what you need to do? Go fucking do it.
And they all file into his house and pose.
Yep.
And like this weird hero shot.
And that's the thing is, like, when they show up, you're like, man, there's not much time left in this movie. There can't be, because there's not much dudes left.
No.
You know.
The movie's well aware that there's not much time left, though, because it just dispatches them real quick.
Yeah, because the helicopter shows up and those guys get out, and Joe, like, motions them. He's like, all right, yeah, you got it. Because I believe, Joe gets shot finally.
Yes.
Or not Joe, sorry, John gets shot finally.
Yeah.
By Joe.
Yes.
And then...
Like in the leg or something.
Because it's in the side. I mean, he, like, pops up. He's been stealthy the whole time, but then, like, at just one point, like, the morning comes, and he just pops up, like, oh, what a beautiful morning it is, blam, and he slips on the banana peel and goes down, and we're thinking, like, oh, okay, he's faking getting shot.
Yeah.
But no, he actually got shot, because Joe comes over and says something dumb, like, have a nice day, or he has a couple...
He starts to menace Darlene, who's laying on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
In her pile of bushes.
Because Darlene has taken out everybody but Joe.
Yes, that's right.
And then she ran out of bullets.
Real bullets.
And then she whips his gun, but he just yanks the whip away from her.
Yeah. And then puts it down.
Yeah,
and then pulls out tiny knife.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He comes after her with a tiny knife.
And she does the 90s woman in an action movie thing where she just backs up, trips over a rock, and smacks her head and basically knocks herself out.
Yeah. But not long enough to where, like, he menaces over to her, climbs on top of her, and just starts to slowly, I'm going to stab you. And that's
I was going to say, she didn't knock herself completely out, because she did
she had enough strength to, you will not stab me, sir, not today. And then, that's
when he gets an arrow in the back.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Really?
He does have a really good, like...
In the back?
He used to be a drug dealer, just like you. He took an arrow in the back.
Yeah, he topples over.
Like, and they had set it up so much that, like, he was going to get shot in the dick with an arrow or something. Just something raw.
Well, he was like the only one running around with a rifle with a scope on it. And I was thinking, like, in a cool movie, it would have been arrow through the scope.
Yeah, they would not have had the budget.
I know, but still
something. Yeah, but yeah, but
no, he just kind of, and he's like,
damn it!
Yeah.
I really wanted to sell those drugs.
Of course, that's when the hired old stuntmen assassins have showed up. But at the same time, suddenly the cops show up.
Yep,
and they're like, "Hey, put your guns down."
We're the cops. See, yeah.
And they're just like, "Nope, yeah, I guess you're right."
Yeah.
And like, that's it.
There's like 3 people in cops uniforms and a bunch of other guys that just show up with the cops that I guess are cops
local
too.
Militia.
But they have a cop helicopter too. It's like there, and they're like, all right, I guess you got
helicopter.
Yes, Chuck.
Sorry.
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Good one.
But but
it's pretty funny, Chuck.
Yeah.
But now, there are 4 of them left. There's the horse girl and the narrator guy. There's Darlene and John.
Yes. And John has put down his bow and picked up Joe's rifle and has decided that is now his weapon. And
never uses it.
No, because the movie ends 10 seconds later because the camera just zooms in on the bow and freeze frames on it.
On the bow.
And then just cuts to closing credits, which is just credits over a cabin somewhere with various pictures of these stunt people having other adventures.
Like there's a dog and a kid.
Yeah. Like when did that? When when was that?
Yeah.
When did you have a stunt dog? But yeah, it just ends. Like I not even on the radio. No one's saying like, "Hey, we got Martin Landau too." Nothing. So
yeah, they were setting him up for the sequel.
Yeah, more real bullets.
Yes,
realer
bullets.
The realest.
These bullets are totes for reals.
That's the 4th one.
All right.
That totes 4 reels.
Yes. Yeah, that's real bullets.
Yep.
Doesn't have a song in it.
Nope.
But the music is
not good.
No.
It's all right for this kind of movie. I mean,
and then occasionally there's just like a chime section for no reason.
There are the mystical wind chimes every once in a while at inopportune moments.
There's one when like Horse Girl is leaving on her horse for the second time, and it was like, is that thing a fucking unicorn? What the hell just happened?
It was like
I think it's the first time they show up too.
My favorite bit of like bad music in the movie is when Martin Landau is playing piano, and it's clearly a sample of someone playing on like a goddamn Casio.
Yeah.
But yet he's playing on like like a
It's a
grand
real,
piano,
it's a real
yeah.
grand piano. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the 1984 Casio grand piano setting.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he is just, man, he's mimicking so bad someone playing the piano. He did not win an Oscar for his fake piano playing.
no.
But yeah, like someone hit the Glockenspiel input on their keyboard at one point because the music was that for a while. I mean, it was, I don't know.
It's
It
bad.
was bad, but in a fun way.
Yeah, but there's no Stargrove whatsoever.
There's a couple random vibra slaps too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But actual ratings.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with 3 jocks.
All right.
I think there's a lot of fun to be had here, like a lot, especially in the reaction shots, in the general craziness that happens, and it never slows down for too long. I mean, it kind of takes a little while to get going, but not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But things don't pay off the way you want them to.
No.
And like guys will kind of say one-liners after killing bad guys or whatever, but they're all just lame and terrible.
Yeah.
So that part doesn't pay off either, and they're just not being able to keep track of who's who was a big problem for me.
Despite there even being a section where they go through who's who.
Yeah.
Like most movies wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was still like by the end, like when one of them would die, I'd be like, oh no, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was he?
Yeah.
So.
But it's still quite a bit of fun. I'd go 3 jocks.
Okay. I'm going to go 2 jocks. I did like it. I had a good time watching it, but the premise of it is pretty good in that someone said, hey, let's get a bunch of stuntmen together and have them have to react to something real. Mm-hmm. It just never capitalizes on that outside of the old-timey West stunt spectacular fall-off things and slip on banana peels and, fake gunshot stuff. Like, there's no car stunts. There's no explosions really of any kind. I kept waiting for, like, stunts, like stunt rock. Let's see this crazy motherfucker do something where, jump off an airplane and, do that kind of thing. Stuntmen are supposed to be crazy, and these stuntmen don't seem crazy. They just seem kind of lame.
Yeah, kind of are.
Like, they're doing shit I couldn't do, but they're not really doing the stuff that in my mind I think that, stuntmen are just doing this crazy thing.
They're by the book stuntman.
Yes.
We need some loose cannon stunt.
Right. They're not the top tier, like, we need that guy for this A-list stunt. It's like, we need that guy to pretend he got shot.
Yeah, and let's clarify as far as the explosions and stuff go.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of dynamite, but it's always like a cut to
It's a stock explosion.
Well, not even that. It's like it's just stock full screen, whatever.
It's like it's nowhere on set at any time did something actually explode.
Right.
And that, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
are stuntmen. You're trained.
Yeah.
Grease yourself up in the fire retardant and get out there and...
As the deputy would say,
Yeah. So, yeah, I liked it. It's just... Its premise is better than the execution.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which is why I would say that I would probably give it 2 jocks, but I'm going to honorarily speak on BJ's behalf and give it 1 jocks. Simply because of the day for night shit. And like most of the entire second act takes place at night, and there's not really any reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like if your day for night is going to look that shitty, use it super sparingly. Like, get the fuck back to the day. And they spend most of the second act in that environment, and it's not good.
Well, and there's no there's no logical reason for that much passage of time.
Right.
There really isn't. You can just you're shooting it all during the day anyway.
Right.
There's no drama built by and now 6 hours have passed and it's dark outside. Who cares?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, movies like Deadly Prey don't do this. They're like, no, it's fucking during the day, and he's going to stalk through this jungly area and kill some people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like you said, it feels better on paper, and there are things that are good about it, but then, like, you step back and think about how they were executed. And like you said, you say there's not enough budget to do something cool like arrow through the scope. Yeah, there is. I mean, I would have accepted a kind of a shitty cut. Like, the implication of an arrow going towards it, and then just, like, I don't know, we got a cheap scope and, a prosthetic thing it's in his head and his eye.
Yeah.
I mean, you can easily do it. I mean, it might not look as cool as a real movie, but I'd rather they'll just be like, oh, at least that's an awesome idea.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that the entire production was stunt people. There were no special effects people.
Right.
Yeah.
That area of filmmaking was not represented.
Yeah.
They just had the one wire arrow to put on each dude in their stomach, and that was it. They just kept giving it to another guy.
And some squibs on that one dude that gets shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that guy got shot real good.
So yeah, I mean, it's just a one jocks for me, but I mean, it's not awful.
Yeah, it's all right.
I thought it was fun. I liked it more than you guys.
Yeah.
But we all liked it.
Yeah. It got jocks.
Shall we take a break?
Let's.
Okay.
New thing for season 2, breaks.
Breaks.
We get a break.
Breaky.
Breaker. Breaker.
Time to take a break.
I have one movie.
I have one that I saw in the theater yesterday.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yup.
Say what?
What?
Oh, you said what?
What? Man, my average rating's creeping up towards yours, Chuck.
Yeah.
Keep going lower than me. I don't know what's going on with that.
Gotten so bitter. Jaded.
Yeah. Hate the world.
Yeah.
So you only got one?
Yeah. I watched one movie in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I watched a couple other things, but I was like, they're not worth talking about.
Yeah. I want to talk about Jessica Jones, but I'm not all the way through it yet.
Yeah, I need to start it. But
It's really good.
yeah, that's what I've heard. Did you end up watching Daredevil at all, or
No.
did you just jump right to Jessica Jones?
Wife was like, Jessica Jones now. I was like,
all right.
okay.
So she was big on watching it?
Hmm?
So she was big on watching it?
She was the primary deciding. It's because of Tenet's in it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But then, luckily, as it turns out, it's really good.
Hey, cat. No, get out of here.
Hey, Bamf Kitten, come here. All right.
not drum.
The people want a cat, so.
The people want a cat.
Hey. What camera are we on? Are we on the big one?
Yeah.
All right. Kitten time. Hello. This is a Banff kitten. She's getting bigger. Like,
A little bit, but it's still not that big.
her coloring has changed a lot, I think. She's
Yeah.
lightened up quite a bit. She
Yeah.
didn't used to be this light.
Well, like, her front legs are the color that she always was, and then her back is all...
Yeah. Yes, that's Garfield. The first cat that was in this house. You are the third. Sorry. Say goodbye to everyone on the camera. She seems very confused.
I was going to say, we should
Sorry.
It's funny because you was totally laid out on the beanbag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like stretched out as possibly be. I was like, well, you're not that upset. So you got new movie. I've got fairly new movie. What kind of age of movie you got?
This year.
Okay.
But yours are newer than mine.
All right.
Mine came
Are
out,
they?
Mine came out over the summer.
Okay.
Summer movie.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
But yeah, I watched the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thing on HBO.
What thing is that?
Kareem, Minority of One.
Oh.
It was like an hour and a half documentary on him, but it wasn't good.
Hmm.
Like, it was one of those things that feels like, why did you guys bother? Because there's so much interesting stuff that, because they try and cover like his whole life
Yeah.
up till the point he retires from the NBA, kind of, it was one of those cases where like all the super interesting stuff was kind of before he got to the NBA, and then went like his very early years.
Did they cover him being shitty to Pam Grier?
They did not talk about any of that.
Okay.
They talked about the Bruce Lee stuff a little bit. They talked about like the the whole murders that happened because of who he was involved with religiously at the time, like around his house, like that were living in his house, but it was almost like a cult.
Yeah.
That kind of took over,
Yeah.
and he kind of had no control over any of it. And,
Yeah.
But it's one of those cases where, like, it's a documentary that because you have the person you're profiling giving you interviews and doing all that stuff, chances are, like, they had to sign off on everything.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear about the Pam Grier stuff. Like, the way they treat the one cheap shot that he took at one of the dudes when he fucking broke his hand, like, in the mid-'70s. Like, they don't even discuss any of that. Or they do play it, but it's kind of like, well, everybody was frustrating Kareem at the time, so it's kind of like the other guy was asking for it. You know, it's like one of those, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking cheap shotted the shit out of that guy, and everyone knows it, but...
They talk about Airplane?
They did. They did, and it was actually, that was a very good part, because, like, the way they contrast it is before he was, like, very dour, and, like, he didn't like speaking with the media, and everyone just thought he was some kind of jackass, and then they're like, wait, that guy's actually funny and like has a personality, you know.
Yep.
So it was one of those cases where like it really did everything it needed to do for him publicly and for the movie. So
What does he do now?
Retired,
Yeah, but like just he invested his money and that's that?
I guess.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there was one point in the early 80s where his entire house burned down, and he had like one of the biggest jazz collections of vinyl in the world,
That
and
sucks.
it all got destroyed. And it's funny because they're like, like all the interviews that everyone's like, yeah, he found out his kids were fine, and then but goddamn, all that vinyl, like people
that
were
sweet
like people
jazz.
like were like mourning the vinyl collection that
can
he
imagine.
lost.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it's not worth an hour and a half unless you really like the Lakers and Kareem, which
Nah.
Man.
But yeah, you could actually watch the first 45 minutes, which is like all the civil rights stuff that he got involved in, like at UCLA and all that. That stuff's super, super interesting. But then after that, once he's like in the NBA, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So there you go. And
Cool.
Liev Schreiber narrates it,
Weird.
which is weird.
That is
Doesn't he narrate all the HBO sports
I think he
stuff?
does,
Yeah. He does,
but he
yeah.
uses like a different voice. He's got like he's got Liev's like narration voice of some kind, because like it took me a while to realize it was him. But anyway, there's your bonus content, everybody.
Yep.
Sweet.
No, neither of you have watched any Jessica Jones, right?
Chuck has.
You have?
I'm about 5 episodes in.
Okay.
I have not.
I don't want to talk about it yet because I haven't finished it.
All right.
I have not started it because work has been rather busy. and
Yeah, I mean,
don't have.
I was going to say it could be
headphone
bonus
time.
content but if you want to wait and talk about it later,
We
I
talked-
finished it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we talked about it while you were out of the room for a little bit,
Oh,
but
my bad.
it's really great and people should watch it.
Yeah, I concur. And I finished it. And holy shit, I mean, I already knew David Tennant was awesome, but this like even more so.
That's what I like to hear.
Like, I mean, it's like, damn, dude. And also, I mean, really like the girl that plays Trish Walker. She's really good too.
She is Australian.
Aren't they all?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, there's just good stuff going on all around there.
Yeah. It's really
Quality.
well done and could not be done on regular television.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I mean, like, it's nothing like that bad, but it's still like thematically.
Yes.
You know.
And that's what I'm appreciating about
Right.
it is that it is not, I mean, like, I don't dislike the Avengers and that kind of stuff, but it is not that kind of story.
No.
So, I mean, I like evil motherfuckers with other agendas than blow up the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like I said, I don't want to get too much off on it, but like this is the interesting thing about it is like these allow you to delve more into how would you in a real world situation deal with somebody with the power to do X, you know, and like that's the interesting thing about these series. It feels like is, you know, in a actual normal everyday normal people walking around world, how do you deal with a guy that can just walk up and say something and everyone has to do what he says?
Yeah.
And it's
Although, let me ask you, because this is something that is driving the wife and I crazy, is it some kind of in-joke to not reference other characters by their actual name, like Captain America and the Hulk? Because people could just keep saying, the big green guy, and Mr. Patriotic, and...
I don't know if they're allowed to. I mean, I know it's all Marvel, but it's weird distribution rights and stuff.
It's weird. It just seems like they go out of their way to come up with cutesy nicknames for the shit that went down in the Avengers.
Well, just like they can't say mutants.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Because that's all owned by Fox.
Yeah, the movies versus Netflix thing may be weird because, like, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they can say them. Like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, Thor showed up last week. You know, I mean,
That's...
I mean, it'll just be like, like, what do you want me to do? Call Thor? Like, so they have, like, the full reign of, like, know, Disney power to do whatever they want. But I'm thinking, like, Netflix might be like, you can exist in this universe and you can talk about aliens coming out of the sky, but you're not using the names.
Okay. It's just weird that so much of it seems tied to the events of the Avengers, but then, like, they just keep skirting around it, like...
Yeah, who knows? They have weird
I figured it was weird rights issues or something. I didn't know if that was just, like, a thing.
It's probably rights.
Okay.
It's probably... They also probably would have to pay something just for saying the name Captain America. They probably have to, like, put the credits in there for, this person created them, and then they have to, like...
that makes sense.
If they could just be like, you know who we're talking about, but we're not saying the name, totally different.
Okay. There you go, bonus content.
So much bonus content.
Yeah, dude, I mean, like, casting-wise, just holy hell, they did good.
Yeah.
Even the people, like, at first I hated, I was like, actually, you're perfect by the time this is over. Like, I really hated the neighbor girl. Like, that whole character, but, like, by the end, it's like, no, you're an interesting foil to what's going on. You're not a bad guy, you're just a foil.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Anyway.
Cool.
Let's do a second half.
Yep.
All right, welcome back.
Hey! BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Second half.
Hooray.
It's half 2 time.
It's where we talk about movies.
Yeah.
Who's got movies?
Again, I got a new movie.
Okay.
I saw it in the theatre yesterday.
Whoa.
Yep.
Fresh takes.
Yeah. Well, my long journey is finally over, and I've seen The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2.
Oh.
Odd.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's a Hunger Games movie. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was out. That's how detached I am.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know it was out.
Yeah. It is better than Mockingjay Part 1, which is just a flat-out bad movie. Like, Mockingjay Part 1 is bad in just about every way.
Mm-hmm.
This is better, but it's still not great. Like, it's basically elevated to average. Because, like, the whole series I just have never been able to get into. And it's funny thinking about how much I complained about that first one.
Yeah.
In that, like, God, it's... it's like complaining about Aliens and then watching Alien Resurrection. It's like, wow, yeah, this can get way worse. Like, you didn't realize that, right?
Right.
Not that I'd complain about Aliens, because Aliens is pretty fucking good, but I couldn't think of another analogy. But, yeah,
Well, it's more like people that complain about Alien 3 and then watch Alien Resurrection.
Kind of, yeah. Maybe that works.
Because on the surface, Alien 3 is not bad.
Compared to Alien Resurrection,
yes.
no.
I mean, yes, the further down the Alien line you go, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Yes,
I just couldn't think of any other series that were like that offhand. But no, they wrap up enough of what's like. There were actual complaints I had about the third movie that kind of actually get addressed by what happens in this movie, so it makes more sense. But it's very much as the movie winds down, you see very much that yes, this was a book, but it also... What was that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's her face thinking we were talking to her?
No.
I don't know. But yeah, there are parts near the end that, like, it feels very literary, like how a book would handle how things play out, but when you have to film it, it doesn't quite work the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I guess, is the only way I can describe it. And there's a lot of... For a movie that has made as much money as these have, there's a very weird, like, budget thing going on in the first half of that movie, because they're like, oh, we're like 2 miles behind the front lines because we can't get close to the action. So it's basically this group of like 10 people wandering around empty streets. And there's like no crowds, there's no war zone going on. It just, we've seen enough movies doing the BMFcast, and being like, oh yeah, they didn't have the budget to do that. Like, this feels like that, where they're like, there is a large scale battle going on somewhere else off screen.
Right.
Which a lot of the last Hunger Games movie was, oh shit, this happened. Let's talk about it and see the aftermath, but not see any of it. You know, there's a lot of that sort of stuff in that movie and this movie, and it's just weird. And Katniss continues to be just, I don't like her. And I don't like that throughout the entire series, like, she's presented as like this, oh, badass, awesome woman, but all she does is argue when someone tells her to do something and then eventually ends up doing it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And the one time that she does kind of take initiative and do something on her own, it fucks a whole bunch of things up for a whole bunch of people. So it's kind of like, I don't know. That's, you know, because people have told me, you know, like, oh, well, she may not be likable, but she has a good cause. And that's not my problem. Like my problem is she's not likable and she's not a good character. And she's not a good character for these things, you know. And it's kind of, someone said she's the Indiana Jones of this series. Like, the series would still happen without her. But Indiana Jones is likable. You want to care about Indiana Jones and you want to be with him. I don't like her, and I don't want to be with her, and I don't want to take this journey with her. And really, there's a lot of just kind of ineffectiveness to her throughout that just doesn't work. And this movie is 2 hours and 16 minutes. And if you drank every time someone gave a speechifying moment,
Yeah.
you would be drunk by hour 4. Because that also makes this movie feel really fucking long. Because everybody's speechifying at everyone else. Like, people rarely have conversations in this movie. They stand around and watch someone give a speech.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And it's not well written, good, stirring stuff. It's just kind of like, all right.
Here's a monologue.
Yeah.
It's not the halftime speech of the sports movie.
Yeah,
where you're like,
exactly.
oh, fuck yeah, get out there and sport the ball harder.
Yeah. There's just a lot of... Yeah, I mean, it's just... And it's weird that they have so many good actors in this. And I feel bad for them because at the end, there are clearly scenes where Philip Seymour Hoffman was supposed to be there.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do they handle that?
He's in it early.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple scenes later on where it's kind of like, I suspect these were reaction shots from something else. It's from like B-roll or something,
right.
You know, where he doesn't have a line, but he's like reacting to what's going on.
So he's like in the room.
And then there is a scene very late in the movie where it's basically like, he can't talk to you, but here's this letter he wanted me to read you.
Oh, okay.
Where it's kind of like, you know,
that would have been a good moment had
it would
himself
like,
up.
Yeah, obviously, like, because he's awesome, and like the two scenes that he does really have early on, I think there's a couple, but it's just like, yeah, he's doing exactly what you want him to be doing. And it was kind of jarring when he showed up because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot he's in these.
Yeah.
But you know, they have him. I mean, they have Julianne Moore in this. There's just a lot of like, it's like, you have good actors in this. Why is this not better?
Because it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, and I guess
that's the way it's always felt to me. It's just like,
boat money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Donald Sutherland, he's still like really good. Like he's kind of like the shining example in these movies of like, yeah, here's a guy who's like having fun with it and kind of chewing scenery, but in the way you want a dude to be, you know, a villain and chewing scenery in these movies. So, but yeah, it's just, that series as a whole, I don't get it. And that in the end, the very end, how they, like, the final wrap up, because they end the movie and then they take a long, you know, they're not Lord of the Rings taking a long time to end it, but they keep going for a while and you're like, where are you going with this? And then they finally get where they're going and it's like Think Peace City. Because it's like, all right.
Wait, that's what they formed?
No.
Like they tore down the old colony and made Think Peace City?
I don't know why I haven't seen like a billion think pieces about this yet. Maybe because I haven't looked for them yet.
I thought like they go vacation at like listicle
one of those
alleys.
things. And it's one of those things I want to talk about, but it, you know, obviously there's like spoilers about all of it, but just how they get there. Like, that's why I haven't written a letterbox review yet, because I'm like, I want to talk about this, but I don't like doing the spoilers only thing. Like, I don't like spoiling stuff when I review it, but man, the stuff you have to spoil in this is just like, man, like that. It's kind of why I have problems, and I can see why a bunch of other people probably do too. Yeah, but I don't know, man. If you like the books, maybe you'll like it.
That's a good recommendation.
It's one of those things. Like, I don't know. I can't think of another series where I've seen all 4 of them and been like, eh. And then to like, wow, that sucked. Like, is the high point of that series for me. I guess that's what being married is like. It's like,
I was gonna say, are any of these your choice? Like, it
No.
doesn't sound like you want to
This
watch
one-
these.
This one, I was like, let's see this one. Because
Let's
my wife,
finish this.
Yeah, it was kind of like, let's finish the fight, you know? Like, my wife was like, okay, we can go see it, I guess. You know,
Oh, okay.
like, we're not
That's why I watch the Hobbit movies. I'm like, we've got to get through this.
kind of, but I've seen all 4 in the theater. I mean, think about that. In the theater.
That's insane.
I saw all 3 Hobbit movies in the theater.
That's really insane. You shouldn't have done that.
Nah,
You're
they're
just a boy.
They're not as bad as you're making them out to be. But they did give me my Star Wars tickets because that's the theater where we're going. And when I paid, they're like, "Here," and I was like, "These say Star Wars." I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess."
Can I see
Theater
that
one,
instead?
sir.
I was like, "Wait a minute,
What are you telling me?
sign me up." But no, she's like, "Oh well, you must have paid with them with the same card." I'm like, "Yeah."
Sure.
So, no. I now have Star Wars tickets.
Well, there you
in my
go. That's a
wallet.
positive. Good
Yeah.
for you.
So I got
Good
Star Wars
job.
tickets. There was something
Alright.
good, but yeah, Hunger Games, man. I don't get it. I don't get why that much budget and like, and I don't get how people can get emotionally invested in any of this.
Kids, young people,
I guess.
it's a different frame of mind.
I guess. And maybe that is like, maybe that shows I'm old, but I'm just like, no, no, this does, no.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's 1984 for people that don't like to read difficult words.
Right.
I guess.
I don't know. It's rebel against whatever system blah thing.
Exactly.
But don't make it too hard for me to understand.
Yeah, but that first one's actually all right. You know, it's like now by comparison, it's like I'm like, yeah, the first one's actually pretty fun.
Does the first one, like, on its own, like, is it the Star Wars of the thing? Like, you could watch it and just be like, yeah, all right.
I have
Yeah.
never watched any other.
Yeah, but I mean, does it like, okay, and now in the next one, it's like,
Yeah, well, in a weird way, the second one is a better made movie. Yet I don't think it's as good, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh, it does.
But it ends on a Matrix 2 ending.
Ugh.
That's just kind of like, wait, what? And then boom, all right, come see the next one next year. Like, it's that kind of thing. And I think maybe that's why that one, I was like, you know what? Maybe fuck this movie.
okay.
But the first one, I was never like, fuck this movie, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
The third one was definitely fuck this movie. Fourth one's like, kind of fuck this movie. So there's the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Cool.
What'd you guys see?
Speaking of fuck this movie,
Yeah?
okay, so and you were talking about the Hunger Games. I'll segue somehow. I watched the Hunger Games and I was like, that's a thing that feels like it needed to exist because people demanded it or whatever, and no one really cared to make it all that good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, just like, no, the books are popular, so we got to make a movie, and we'll sign some people up, and they'll all just kind of half-ass it.
Yeah.
So I saw half-ass the movie. It's Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Thank you for not saving that for an episode.
You're quite welcome, because
Yeah.
we would honestly just be mostly at a loss for words.
Is it a quote-unquote bad movie?
Yes, it is. It's also almost not a movie. I don't even really like hate the movie. Like, this movie didn't make me angry. It just was like, why? That was my takeaway. It was like, why was this a thing? I mean, obviously, it was just to hold the rights,
Yeah.
but
So it's like The Amazing Spider-Man?
it's basically the big budget version of the Corman one. That's
Oh.
all it is. It's like no one really gives a shit, but we got people that act.
Yeah, it's
we
weird.
got a
They
guy
got
that
people with talent.
there's
and
no
then-
reason for them to. They could have cast any fucking body, anyone. I mean, if they knew they were just going to shit out a movie this generic and half-assed, why did they hire any of the people that they got? Any of them? That's what doesn't make sense. It's kind of baffling in that way.
The director seemed insistent that the movie he shot was a good movie, and that it was taken away from him in editing. He seemed really intent that it was something good.
All right, so this is probably one of those movies where there was the most footage from the trailer that wasn't in the movie in a long time.
Oh.
I got some of the residual BJ stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Residual BJ, huh?
You gotta.
No, I'm still getting over cold myself.
Get a wet nap there.
So all of a sudden it caught up on me.
Taking a couple wet naps.
Sorry. But like half the trailer is not in the final cut of the movie. Like that whole thing that they like the stinger or whatever you want to call it at the end, like after they were like the title reveal of they're dropping thing out of the plane or whatever.
Yeah.
None of that is in there. I don't even know where it would be in the movie.
Really?
There's like the briefest of talk of like we're sending them out on missions. You never see any of it. Like, and it's never really like established that like it seems like more like a trial thing. Like, this might work.
That's weird.
Yeah,
So-
it's like that's the thing. Is like this movie. There's like almost nothing happens. That's the summary of the movie. Is it's like 90 minutes long, and it's like when it's over, it's like wait. What? Nothing happened. like
You forgot to put a third act in it?
No, you forgot to put any act in there. I'm like, I mean, that's the thing. Is like when it's over, it's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how is that even a movie? I don't know. Like I said, I don't hate it, but it's like the relationship between Reed and Sue is the most platonic thing you'll ever see on film, and they're supposed to get married at some point in time.
Yeah.
And like there was like flirty bits in the trailer that weren't really in the movie at all. I'm kind of like personally, I'm glad that they just like glossed over like, yeah, like they adopted me. That's why Human Torch is black. That's literally it. Like, you know, here's Johnny's father. He's a scientist guy. He runs this. We adopted Sue. Move on. You know, here's your pages of fucking hate mail internet.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the only thing I can appreciate about this. Is just like whatever. Yeah, that means nothing. But like, I don't even care that they changed the origin story, but it doesn't really make any sense because they totally fucking Prometheus the whole thing, in that they designed this interstellar thing. Like it starts with like little kids where like little young Reed has almost cracked this interstellar interdimensional travel thing, but he needs to get teamed up with like this big budget research place.
Sure. And
so that they can build it for real. And they go to this place and Dr. Doom, or future Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, is just another one of the guys there. He's like a little rebellious, like kind of like, I don't want to fucking be here, and I have the hots for Sue, but like I'm not really a bad guy. And he just gets there and like they see this oozing pile of goo, and he's like, oh, what's that? So it sticks his finger in it, and things go fucking haywire. And they run back to their ship. Everyone gets through except for him. And like, you know, that's how they get their powers.
So he's not a hacker in this one, right?
No, that whole blogger, whatever the fuck it was, is gone.
Okay.
But basically, like, I mean, I feel like I'm not even spoiling the movie because there's nothing to fucking spoil. But like the rest of the movie is like he's gone, and they're like, I don't know, I guess we should rebuild this because that kind of got fucked up, and maybe if we go back, we can, you know, unfuck your powers, like unrock guy you and unflame you, and half of them are like, well, I don't know why, this is pretty fucking cool, you know, like, I got superpowers now.
Yeah. Captain America was into that.
Yeah, and like they build the thing, they go back, and like Doom's there, and he's like, fuck you for leaving me. And they're like, oh, buddy, you're alive. And like he's just like, no, fuck you, destroy everything. And they half-ass have a superhero fight, and then it's over. Huh. That's literally the whole fucking movie.
So is that like the only action scene?
That's basically like the only thing. Like that's the only quasi-superheroing that happens. And it's like 30 seconds of superheroing. It's literally, it is the most half-assed, like, I'm sorry for quote-unquote spoiling it, but you can't because there's no fucking plot. Like, wow. It's literally, it's like you kind of start to get to know these people, but you kind of don't care, and they don't really seem like it's one of those movies where like, none of the actors feel like they want to be there or are getting along, and you can't blame that on fucking reshoots and editing because it's all, like, there's nothing that plays well in all of this, so you can't tell me there was like some other whole, you know,
you have to have something good to start
like
from.
This isn't Brazil where it's like, well, that's weird, that doesn't play like that. Unless there's an entire other cut of the movie, which I highly doubt, there's no way this was a better thing,
right?
And he's got fucking writing credit, so fuck you. Like with the like, oh, this is my story. You've got writing credit. You had a hand in this. I mean, all of this just seems like Fox was like, we got to hold the rights, and we know this is going to be shitty, so we'll just like basically come out and go like, I'm sorry that was so shitty after the fact, and like, you know, but you saw that they, you know, they had this guy's name listed for making one of the Star Wars movies, and then they quietly were like, no, fuck, no, this guy's not touching anything fucking
Right.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, that was just quietly like, nope, sweep that one under the rug there. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not immediately like, Josh Trank is not like on my immediately like, fuck that guy, I'll never see anything pile or whatever. But it's just like, this all just feels like one of those. Like I said, it's the CGI version of the Corman Fantastic Four. That's all I can say. It's worthless, it's pointless, and nothing happens.
Well, that's a bummer.
So that's a movie.
Yeah, that does sound like a movie.
Hooray!
Huh. Well, actually, I have a segue. Speaking of the Fantastic Four,
Okay.
Oh,
Mr. Fantastic from the 2005 Fantastic Four movies,
yeah.
Jesus God, what?
Eon Griffion, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
He is in San Andreas.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I watched San Andreas. That movie is dumb, but it's great.
All right.
It is the dumb that you want. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. It is very similar to The Day After Tomorrow, which I enjoy the hell out of. And this is kind of the same thing. No one is trying to defeat the earthquakes. No one is trying to escape the earthquakes. It's like all that's happening. There's nothing they can do about it. It's just, I got to save my kid. I gotta protect my family. That's
Okay.
it. That's the entire plot of the movie. All the earthquake stuff is just stuff that happens, and it's just what situation does The Rock have to get out of now?
Oh, okay.
What situation will The Rock be so angry about that he yells at to make it
must
stop?
go save my hot wife and daughter. Yep.
Yeah, The Rock did good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The Rock married well and produced one of the best looking offspring in recent times.
Okay.
But yeah, Mr. Fantastic, he's kind of the villain in this movie.
He's the earthquake? Is it all his fault?
Oh, you.
Yes.
It should have been.
Oh, okay.
There were so many setups for this guy to be kind of something about him maybe involved with why things have happened. And there were so many opportunities for him to just be a more of a central figure than what the movie does with him. And they fuck it up at every opportunity.
Okay. I hate that in these types of movies you always have to have some human person that's a bad guy. Like you can't just have people surviving.
I'm
You know, like, I mean, even like Transformers, the terrible third one, it's like dude from Dr. McDreamy guy had to be like shady bad guy
Right.
in the middle of
yes.
Transformers destroying Chicago.
Yeah.
They had to stuff that in. Like it feels like everything they keep trying to stuff
Yeah.
this human bad guy somehow in it.
I'm overstating how much of a villain he actually is in this. And it's because when we were watching it, we were making him out to be like, oh, I bet his company is fracking, and that's probably going to be the thing that, you know, there's things where they could have woven that character in and out of the story better. Instead, he just comes off as kind of a dick, like a weasel, cowardly guy who gets his comeuppance, you know, like that guy always does in these movies. But yeah, they drop the ball on that. But there's good, dumb stuff in this. Just good, dumb stuff. And Paul Giamatti, you know, God bless him. I hope he got 2 votes for this movie. Man, he's just acting up a storm. Doesn't feel like he's slumming at all. He's hardcore. I'm earthquake scientist man, and I'm going to warn the people. So.
Well, hell, when he was in Shoot 'Em Up, he didn't act like he was slumming at all either.
No, I don't. He never feels like he's taken a role that's just like beneath him. He's always like, yeah, I totally want to do that. So, and it's written by the guy from Lost. So,
What?
yeah, Carlton Cuse.
Oh, Carlton Cuse.
Yeah,
okay.
no, not the other guy. Don't panic, anyone.
Oh.
Not Prometheus guy.
Oh, well, they were never going to explain why the earthquake happened.
Yeah, they kind of don't anyway.
Yeah, it's an earthquake.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god, we were due and it fucked everything up. So, it's really good. It's totally dumb, but it just works.
All right.
So,
I have been
Well,
meaning to watch it.
You should totally watch it.
I will totally watch it.
It's a lot of fun.
I should have watched that instead of Fantastic Four or
Sounds like it.
Fant Four Stick.
No,
No.
Fant Four Stick. I have that app.
Yeah. Keeps your armpits dry every day.
5 minutes. So,
Jewel like a two.
So,
Yeah, so.
what do we do now?
we've got some emails.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Correspondence.
I guess we could do that
Yeah.
in season 2.
Try something new.
Before we get to that, we need to have a discussion
Okay.
about all these DVDs that we got to give away.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Blu-rays.
Well, I think the plan that we came up with.
Yeah. I think for the next 2 or 3, what do you think?
3.
Why don't we end it at Christmas? It's a nice Christmas
Okay.
Celebration.
I like that.
gift giving,
For the next 3 episodes, if you
including this one.
Including this one.
Okay, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go.
So
and
by
bonus.
episode 303.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. 301, 302, and 303.
Okay, including this one. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for this episode, which I guess we're going to already have some early contestants that didn't realize they were entering a contest.
Yep.
If you correspond with us, we are going to give away some things. We have a couple copies of Roar on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. We have a copy of I Come in Peace / Dark Angel on
Yep.
Blu-ray.
It's open but not watched because I didn't realize I'd bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
So, hey,
It's new to you.
my loss is your gain.
And
You got the Blaxploitation
Oh,
4-pack.
Blaxploitation, 4 film favorites. Black Belt Jones, Black Samson, Hot Potato, and 3 the Hard Way.
I believe there's at least one unanimous 5 jocks, one
There
that
is.
was pretty close.
3 the
3 the Hard Way.
Black Belt
and
Jones was
Black
pretty
Belt
high.
Jones was pretty high.
Yeah.
If you want to see Jim Kelly to ask people
Right.
if they want to go to McDonald's
Yeah.
and then have a fight in a car wash, that's your movie.
It is. That is your movie.
Yeah, so we got some things to give away. So
Got a digital code for The Last Exorcism Part 2.
yeah, the second to last exorcism.
Right, yeah. More last.
The laster exorcism.
Yeah, sure. We will say, unfortunately, it has to be U.S. residents because shipping sucks to foreign countries.
Yes.
And we apologize. We don't
If there was a way.
Yeah.
like to do it that way, but
Well, also
Yeah.
regions and stuff. I mean, I know there's ways to get around it, but for
It does get tricky with that stuff.
for our purposes,
Yeah.
it's just going to be U.S. only.
Yeah.
So-
you need to correspond with us. It doesn't matter if it's an email. If you, I think it has to be a little bit more than hi on Twitter or
Yeah.
Facebook, but like
it has to be a real
It has to
email.
be a contribution to the show.
a real email or voicemail.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, if Facebook or Twitter are your thing and you can phrase out your question in a meaningful way,
Yeah.
you can use those.
Yep.
We won't discount them, but more than just hi.
Yeah.
Yep, and we'll do a random drawing, and we'll let people pick from there which one they want.
Yep.
So, with that said,
Here's some nominees.
here's our first entry. This one's from Cameron, who titles his email regarding Chuck.
What?
It says, "Hail Bamfcast."
Hail.
Hail. Yes. No, don't put your hand down. Don't do that.
No, it was
Okay.
different.
I caught it out of my peripheral vision.
It wasn't a hail. It was a hail.
Hail.
Good. Yes. It says, "Hail Bamfcast. I've been listening to you all from near the beginning and have recently started going back through the entire back catalog of casts to relive all the action."
Don't.
You. I don't.
Oh,
what are
I'm
you
so
doing,
sorry for episode
Cameron?
1. I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, there's an HD version of episode 1.
No, there's not.
There's I wanted
Robot
I
Jocks.
wanted
Oh,
to
right,
delete
right,
that
right,
into Oblivion
Oh, that's
version
right.
of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the original was even worse.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
probably
Yeah,
was.
It was even worse. But anyway, so he's been going back through all the casts and relive all the action. During this adventure into the past, I fell upon what might be a happy little accident. In episode 58, where the Bamfcast watched 1977's Shockwaves, there's a character named Chuck, who you all affectionately refer to as Nathugger. Because he wore nut huggers. So he was a Nathugger. And BJ exclaims he always wanted to nickname someone Nut Hugger. Well, you do now have your very own Chuck, who has yet to have a nickname. Just some food for thought. Keep up the great work. Cameron out. Sent from my Wang electronic calculator.
But he's our smarmy jerkface.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
smarty
I
jerkface. He's
got-
Chuckles. We got
Although,
plenty of names
if
for
that,
Chuck.
If that Twitter handle is available, I might
That's
switch.
what?
Yeah.
Nathugger?
Nathugger.
I
Probably gone.
probably going to say it's gone. And you better type faster because your people listening right now.
Yep. You're only like 5 seconds ahead of him, man.
Yeah,
better
I know.
go
Really
through
better
it.
hurry
Oh, it belongs to Eric in Texas.
Oh, good job, Eric.
Good job, Eric.
He has
You-
30 tweets.
Man, that
Fuck
drives
you, Eric.
He tweets.
Man, that drives me crazy.
He tweets about nothing but UFC.
It drives me crazy
I
when
know.
people squat on. Well, there was something else. No quarters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that person still squatting on it?
probably. I'll check it out. I know.
So angry. just like the guy who had loose cannons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had the sight. Oh,
Yeah. NoQuarters.com is still squatted upon.
yeah,
Jerk.
I know. So anyway,
I'd be all right if they did something with it, but Twitter should just recycle their shit. Like, if you haven't tweeted in like 5 years, you get recycled. That's my hot take.
all right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got no problem with that.
Cool.
But yeah, thanks, Cameron. We'll take your nickname under consideration.
Sure. See how it fits.
Yep. Next one up is from Adam, who says 300 Rise of a Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, BMFcast. I admire your restraint in not spending your entire 300 episode yelling, "This is BMFcast!" at each other. Or, "Tonight we podcast in hell!" I know I would have, but that's why I'm not raking in those sweet MeUndies, Stamps.com, DraftKings dollars. Enjoy your Scrooge McDuck money pool, you crazy podcasting diamonds. But seriously, I second the writer who thanked you for keeping the BAMcast going so reliably for so long. Like that writer, I've really appreciated having the BAMcast to listen to during good times and bad. Thank you all, even Chuck. Yes, really. Bad movie. I wanted to say recommendation, but suggestion may be preferable. Have you ever considered doing some of the urban wuxia movies that were a mini-wave in the mid-2000s? For example, Steven Seagal and DMX in Exit Wounds, or Jet Li and I Don't Even Remember in Romeo Must Die, and Cradle to the Grave. Those movies were not good. Crash and Burn, Adam, sent from my authentic pre-Columbian Andean Kipu. And he sends a Wikipedia link to what a Kipu is.
That's probably a good idea.
Yep. We haven't really... I mean, 1990's kind of thrown us off from our game, but
Yeah.
I have no problem with going to some of those. The problem is, like, when they're bad and the action is filmed bad,
Yeah.
and I seem to remember that being pretty much a hallmark of most of those early 2000s, like Jet Li comes to the U.S. type things.
If I recall correctly, Exit Wounds is watchable. It's something that we could do.
Yeah. I think the problem also becomes runtime for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, for some reason, are 2 hours when they should be, like, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
And a lot of them, but yeah, a lot of them, the action is just poorly edited, or the U.S. fucked with the cut, or, you know, there's a lot of that sort of stuff.
Well, remember there was that weird, and I'm going to state a good example just to know that there were too many movies that did this. Remember when, like, there's Bad Boys 2, and there's that formula where it was like, oh, the movie's over, but wait, there's more. Mm-hmm. And, like, it just started this, like, fourth act trend.
Yeah.
And it was like, too many of these movies were like, yeah, do that. Like, just get an extra thing in there. They'll go someplace and things will get really crazy. It's like, it was a weird trend. I mean, the fourth act is the best thing in Bad Boys 2, but it was in too many movies where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why? The movie, it just ended.
It is weird how many movies like end and then it's like, but this is gonna happen. You're like, oh, all right, a bonus short film.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I will say Hunger Games is a little bit like that.
Oh, good.
Because they're like the biggest quote unquote action scene, or the biggest scale action scene, I should say, like happens like at least half an hour before the movie ends. Probably more.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, we should do some of those.
I mean, I still want to do things like Simon Says or whatever it was.
Oh, yes.
Like first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think we have some, like, you know, mixed bag cats out of water kind of thing, you know, like fish out of water.
Cats out of water.
Oh, no.
Oh, you mean cats?
Sorry, brain. Yeah, you know, like, you know, just like the weird, like, oh, like, here's two, you know, like the good versions of Rush Hour, you know,
Right.
like, where it's like,
Yes.
here's two different cultures smashed together and let's
Yeah.
see what happens, you know.
Looking at Exit Wounds, Exit Wounds might be the line in the sand, like never watch a Seagal movie after that. But that one I remember being okay, and it's got a pretty good cast. But man,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We don't want to watch Fat Seagal either.
That's what I'm saying. Like Exit Wounds is pretty much like the tipping point of
Wasn't he one of the machetes though?
yeah, he fought De Niro. on a rooftop.
Yeah.
That's not a Seagal movie.
All right.
I mean, if
a
that's
Seagal vehicle.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, like, is the Onion movie a Seagal movie? No, but he's in it playing a man named Cockpuncher. So, yeah,
Cockpuncher.
Cockpuncher.
At least he's not slap fighter.
Ugh. God, that vibe.
You all right there, Chuck?
Fucking hate on deadly ground.
Don't we all?
Michael Caine, how dare you?
Cool, blimey, Michael Caine. This is bad. I really want to see The Last Witch Hunter just because Michael Caine was in it.
No,
I was like, holy shit. I
No, I
don't
mean-
know.
Man,
might
I
be
just
all
wanted
right.
to see Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
And then it was gone like 2 days later
Yep.
because nobody saw The Last Witch Hunter.
because
The thing about that movie is I appreciate that Vin Diesel now has the clout again. Like he's gone on that arc. Like,
Yeah.
like after he did the first Fast and Furious, like he got a little bit serious, but he was like, man, I'm going to do like, dumb shit. Like movies he wanted to make. Because what was that sci-fi one that was not good at all, but like...
Pitch Black.
No, after like Pitch Black. And it was like, I think it was between...
Yeah,
It was between Triple X and before Chronicles of Riddick. It was some sci-fi movie, and I can't remember the name of it now.
They tanked it and it like got re-edited and it was still garbage.
But there's like, I think like, because he's like a huge D&D dude. Like
Babylon AD.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like there's a lot of stuff like that shouldn't get made.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, kind of. This might be cool. I don't know. I want to be in a D&D movie, so we'll do some Witch Hunter. So like I appreciate that Vin Diesel probably gets these things made just because he's like, fuck it, cool to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Even if the movie ends up being fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
But there's something I love about the fact that he's like, yeah, I made enough money, let's just do it.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that just the only movies that still make any money are the Fast and Furious movies. And like, it gives him the clout to do these other things
Yeah.
that no one cares about.
It's kind of, not that I'm comparing the Fast and Furious movies to Transformers movies, but it's kind of like Michael Bay being like, all right, I'll do another Transformers movie so that I can do Pain and Gain. It almost feels like that, except in a complete opposite world where, because Pain and Gain is actually pretty damn good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's better than any of the Transformers
yeah,
movies.
Yeah, and the Transformers movies are horrible, whereas the Fast and Furious movies are great, and most of Vin Diesel's other output is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like that he got so many people to be in that movie with him.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I was like, oh, here comes, this year's Nicolas Cage bullshit, whatever. Like, I'm going to put on a funny wig and do stupid things.
Yeah, it's Hansel and Gretel witch hunters,
Right.
and it's, every
Yeah.
year there's just one of these people where it's like someone with a bow and the movie's all blue and everything. It's
Yep.
like,
Right.
oh,
But then
one
I
of
was like,
these.
oh, wait, they're in this? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, they're in this?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, it's got a cast.
I know. It's crazy.
It is. It's crazy.
We might have to do that one next year.
Okay.
What was the
It's
what was the
106
not
minutes.
Sorcerer's Apprentice Nicolas Cage movie that he made?
Oh, the Season of the Witch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So he did a witch movie too.
Yeah.
Was that what's called? Season of the Witch?
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really
It wasn't
confusing.
like Halloween, whatever, Season of the Witch?
Nope, Season of the Witch. I think he just couldn't get his wig off from Sorcerer's Apprentice, and they were just
Yeah.
like, let's film another one of these.
Well, and what was the one with Hayden Christensen?
Star Wars.
No, there's one Nicolas Cage did with Hayden Christensen.
Is it the
Tankers.
one? Is it the one where they're in the woods?
Yeah. We're like he's a samurai,
Yeah.
and so is Hayden Christensen. Because you want Nick Cage and Hayden Christensen to be your samurai.
That was my first guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where they're samurai. I don't know.
They're both samurais. And like everybody's like, oh, cool, white samurais. Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, it worked for Tom Cruise. So, I don't know what that movie was.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
He was in Left Behind.
yeah, he was.
Oh, they're making another National Treasure movie. Fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet. What's he taking? What's he stealing this time?
I don't
So
know.
what's the subtitle?
National Treasure 3.
Oh, pff.
I know, right?
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Pretty bad.
Follow the money. National
yes,
Treasure
that should
3,
be.
Follow the
Alright.
money.
Yeah.
So, our email contest,
Uh-huh.
our voicemail contest,
Yep.
our Twitter and Facebook contest,
How about we go correspondence contest?
correspondence contest.
Correspondence.
The double C.
Yeah. The CC,
Yeah.
correspondence contest.
Yes, you want to CC us on
Yeah.
your emails.
Yeah, you want to email us at bmfcast.com. You want to visit us at bmfcast.com to find all our socials and that sort of stuff.
Well,
but
email
No,
would
not
be
our
BMF
socials.
at BMFcast.com. You can't just email a domain.
Yeah, I guess you couldn't. BMF at BMFcast.com. Could call the Garfield hotline. 910-5JOCKS-BMF. You could...
You mean 910-556-9263?
Yes, that. Yeah.
Whoa!
You can also write us on Twitter. Twitter.com/BMFcast. Facebook.com/BMFcast. You can watch our old episodes of live streams with bonus content that you might not see anywhere else. Actually, you won't see it anywhere else because it's only there, but go to youtube.com/BMFcast. And we're there, man.
But put the slash after Bamcast because we
Yeah.
found out YouTube's dumb again.
YouTube's been being weird. You could always just
It's
put
been
it...
being weird.
You could just put it in the search bar. Just do that.
Yeah.
Put the search bar BMFcast. You'll find us. Mm-hmm. Unless there's imposters.
Ugh.
Don't trust them.
No.
They're not to be trusted. And they will not give you copies of Roar, I Come in Peace, or 3 the Hard Way.
They might say they will. Don't trust them.
They will not. They're liars.
Yeah. So anyway, get those emails in before we record episode 303.
Yeah. Do the math. You'll know when that is.
Yeah.
Right.
If you followed us on the social media, you'd know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
I think we shall.
Yep.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Oh, fuck.
And this is Bamfcast out.
Oh, right.
I
There's
just
no one
realized,
here to say it.
realized, oh my God, what do we do?
Yeah, BJ says it.
How do we end?
Now we have to
No.
figure out a new way to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can't end now. We just have to do one long continuous episode from now on.
Nope.
We sit here until BJ shows up,
Yep.
Nope.
which is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because we fired him
Yep.
into the sun.
Yep.
All right. That's a show.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and chatting, everybody.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Good chat with you guys.
Hope you like the explosive start to season 2.
Yeah.
So good.
With Real Boulets.
Uh-huh. Landau Boulet. It's going to be the episode title. 'cause that's pretty-
Yeah,
Wow.
I kind of figured that already.
yeah.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. I got to figure out how to spell bullet, and so people will read it right.
I think just let people get there on their own.
Okay.
Like-
Landau bullet. That don't make no sense.
What?
These Bamfcasters make dumb jokes.
Can you? Well, you could put the accented E. Boulet.
I suppose it could. Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Michael Martin Landau Bublé. Thanks, Ian. Great comments from you as well.
Good commenting.
Keep up the good comment work.
Appreciated your chats.
Come on, comment. Yeah. Good commenting. Yeah. I'm third base coach of comment. Yeah. Where are the comments? Yeah. No, come on around.
Nice typing.
No, keep come on.
Spelling errors kept to a minimum. Liked it.
Kept it short.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Didn't run on too
Working
long.
hard. Nice hustle.
I feel bad. I think we chased Tim off after he left those really long voicemails.
Oh,
Because we haven't had any more Tim's Tales from Hollywood.
Yeah, sorry, we kind of did, didn't we?
Hey, Tim.
Tim, if you're still out there.
Email us.
It's not going to be on the show, so he's not going to hear
He
it.
could be in the chat.
I don't think Tim
He's a
does the
lurker.
chat.
He could be.
I don't think he does.
He could watch it later. It's,
Tim, if Tim was on the live
YouTube.com/BMFcast.
streams and was actually watching them, he'd know how much people were like, "Holy
Where's
shit, Tim!" Everybody loved Tim, and then Tim vanished.
Maybe he's on his way down to replace BJ. Taking the long way.
We do have his phone number. We could call and
We
invite
should
him.
probably call and check on Tim.
Could you imagine? We just call him.
Just go through all of our old voicemails and be like, "Hey, Clint,
Yeah.
where you been? How's the truck driving going?"
You okay?
We've been worried about you.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Is everything all
We
right?
should just show up in Madison with the phone number, just like keep dialing it, listening for it. It can't be that big of a place.
No.
It's Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin's dumb. And wherever Tim is, you know.
Yeah. All
Just
these people.
Start calling them missing callers. Hey, it's the Bamcast. Just want to check in.
That'll be season 3, the
man.
Bamfcast Milk Jug. Where we go looking for all the lost listeners.
Man, we could show up to talk to Strelnikov and have him get pissed at us.
Man,
Yeah.
Stronikov.
Man.
And the
that
mysterious
guy.
stranger. La Piazzadora.
Oh, man, I forgot about the...
I still want to. That's the one I really want to know the most, because I'm pretty sure that was somebody else.
Oh,
Doing a
absolutely.
thing.
It was somebody
And nobody's
else.
come clean on that. I'm saying, like, it was somebody that comments otherwise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was Green Cap, but it was kind of proven it wasn't at some point. I forget how.
I think Green Cap was here at one point, wasn't he?
Come on, that's the best way of misdirecting. That would only cement my belief that it was him even more.
Oh.
You know?
But he recorded it beforehand.
Yeah,
and then
pulled the fucking prestige on us or something.
I don't know. That seems like I don't know. I've never seen Green Cap mention Piazzadora anywhere.
That's just it.
I don't know. I don't know if you commit to the
it's a
joke
long
for
con.
that
Yeah,
long.
it's a long
The
con.
greatest trick the devil ever pulled.
It's convincing the world he didn't like Piazzadora.
Yeah.
Yes, it's time to go. Good night, everyone. May God have mercy on your souls.
Yeah. One day, the mysterious stranger, we will crack that mystery,
Yeah.
and it will no longer be
Man,
strange.
it's sad. That stuff's years old.
I know, but look, there's Piazzadora right there, waiting for the. Well, I'm pointing the way that you actually can't see the camera right now. I'll do this so you can see Piazzadora, mildly covered up by a Brock Sampson action figure, but I covered up Jermaine Jackson, so. Yeah, there's Piazzadora right there, mysterious stranger, and no quarters buffer, so you're welcome.
Sure.
Spoiler, it's all the same thing here.
Yep.
We're in the same place, the same people doing the same talkie in the microphones. It's the same show. Okay, let's shut it all down. Chuck's dancing in front of the mic. Or in front of the
Bye.
camera.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope our ratings are high for season 2.
Oh, yeah, man. Nielsen, get in here and rank
Yes.
us.
Nielsen.
Alexa, rank us.
What's our
Ranking you now.
Rank us.